BBC Radio Manchester.
Yes, two commentaries in store for you today. Manchester City boss Pep Guardiola isn't expecting Tottenham to go defensive despite suffering with injuries for their trip to the Etihad this afternoon. You can hear that on BBC Radio Manchester and BBC Sounds from 4:30. But first, it's the FA Cup second round as Stockport go to Aldershot. The kick-off there is 2 o'clock. We've also had the FA Cup third round draw, involving our local sides, some tasty draws. Wigan and Manchester United. Manchester City will host Huddersfield, and we've got Luton and Bolton. Then, of course, West Brom await Aldershot or Stockport.
Total Sport.
BBC Radio Manchester.
So first, we have Stockport at Aldershot, and with the team news, Robin Gray.
Afternoon, Stacey. 3 changes made by Dave Challoner. He said he was going to go strong. That's from the side that drew with Salford in midweek. So out go Tanto Alafe, Ryan Crosdale and Fraser Horsfall. They're all on the bench. In come Akil Wright, Odin Bailey and Neil Byrne. And talking of the bench, Anthony Sarcevic is back from injury and he makes the squad too.
Thank you, Robin. Well, Stockport are top of League 2 and come into today's game after dropping points in their last 2 league games. But boss Dave Challoner won't be treating the FA Cup lightly or resting players.
We want to win. I want to win before the last 2 games happened, but even more so now I want to win. We may look at the EFL Trophy game to rest players, but we'll be going to Aldershot as strong as we can and looking to win the game, and that's my only thought process at the minute.
And obviously that is a big opportunity for you to try and progress to the next round, isn't it, away at Aldershot?
It is, but they'll see it as, like I say, they'll see it as an opportunity as well, an opportunity for them to test themselves against their team in a higher division at home. I'm sure the atmosphere will be a really good one, and their fans will expect they might not see it as an upset, but an upset in terms of league status and league position. But like I say, from our side of things, there's a big opportunity. We're a win away from the third round and all the avenues that potentially opens up in terms of the look of a draw. But first and foremost, it's about us winning our next game.
It is indeed, and that next game is just about to kick off. So let's go now for your first commentary today on Total Sport on BBC Radio Manchester. Aldershot and Stockport County with your commentary team of former Bolton player and assistant manager Phil Brown. And first, Robin Gray.
Good afternoon, Stacey. Yeah, it's strange, isn't it, in the FA Cup that you know who you're going to be meeting in the next round before a ball is even kicked. West Bromwich Albion, the opponents away for one of Aldershot and Stockport this afternoon here at the EBB Stadium. As the two sides come out here, it's a raucous atmosphere for this home side of Aldershot, who have spent the last 10 years in the National League but are looking to try and get back to some of their heights in the likes of League 2 from where they once were. As for Stockport County, they reached the third round of the competition last year and were knocked out by Walsall, you may remember. They beat Workshop in the first round to set up this tie, and Dave Challoner, despite their promotion bid, wants a strong run in the Cup once again. The team news is in then, and there are 3 changes from the side who drew with Salford 0-0 on Tuesday. Coming in are Akil Wright, Odin Bailey, who couldn't play against his parent club in that day, and Neil Byrne as well. Out to the bench are Tanto Alafe, Ryan Crosdale and Fraser Horsfall. So County will be like this: Hinchliffe in goal, a back 3 of Noyle, Byrne and Pye, Southam Hales and Torre the wing backs, Wright, Powell and Bailey the midfield 3, with Wootton and Madden up front. As for the bench, Smith, Horsfall, Cotterill, Pond, me, Johnson, Alafe, Crosdale and Sarcevic. It's a similar system for Aldershot as well, who do play a back 3. They're managed by Tommy Widrington, and they will line up with Van Stoppershoef in goal, a back 3 of Rowe, Harries and Harfield, the wing backs Minoga and Glover, with Frost and Willard the midfield 2, Lawrence Talaj behind Stokes and Barham. Lawrence Talaj, formerly of Salford last season, you may remember, on loan, and on the bench for Aldershot, Weston, O'Keefe, Thomas, Hay, Mullins, Turner, Bray, Jones and Ollie Scott. It's packed out, it's a sellout. The County fans are just into the corner of this old ground, and it's quite a fascinating ground as well because most of it stood, and the County fans are just under the stand to our left. The dugout's right in front of us. I'm sure we'll even catch what Dave Chandler's saying today with that packed in here. as well as a lot of the ground having no roof on it in certain areas. So the overcast nature, many will be hoping doesn't turn to rain today. It's Robin Gray alongside the former Bolton assistant manager, who's Phil Brown. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. I'm telling you seriously, Robin, the first time I came here in 1979, I played for Hartlepool United against Aldershot, and it was an old-fashioned non-league ground then, and it's still the same. You know, nothing's really changed, but I always remember the hill. You know, you're kicking from left to right, you're kicking down the hill.
It's a slope.
Yeah, big slope, big advantage. I know Tommy Widrington very well. I think Dave Challen has got his challenges, and what I mean by that is I saw the wheels come off to a certain extent at the Newport County Cup league game, where they got beat in that attempt to get 13 wins on the bounce, which would have been a magnificent achievement. And then I believe they should have won against Salford, but could have lost it as well and came away with a point. So it's probably come at a good time, the FA Cup second round. They now know they can play West Bromwich Albion, so it's a nice, finely poised game for Stockport County, but one they must win, in my opinion.
Well, we're nearly ready to go. The ball is on the centre spot, and the referee does get us underway. Paul Howard here on BBC Radio Manchester, the BBC Sport website and app. Robin Gray and Phil Brown watching Aldershot against Stockport in the FA Cup. Early long ball up towards Carl Wootton, which is flicked on, and then ball cleared away by Aldershot. They're in their red and blue, their famous red and blue top. This is Burham away for the home side now, and that's going to drift through. Bit of indecision between Noyle and the goalkeeper there, Ben Hinchliffe, who fetches it. So County then from right to left in their away. Well, it's like a light blue, lime minty colour. I've given you three colours there, haven't I, Phil? I think it's something like that. Very similar to what Wigan wore on Friday night in the FA Cup at York. It's not as cold as it was there today. Early chance for the goalkeeper to clear the ball for Aldershot. And they're in down the right here. This could be an early opportunity in behind Torre on the right-hand side of the area. Shot towards goal. Saved by the legs of Hinchliffe. Early warning signs here from Jack Barham, who got away down the right. He scored a hat-trick in that thrashing of Swindon, 7-4. He nearly got on the score sheet again. Hinchliffe in his all pink with his right boot out and was headed away on the rebound.
Slope plays a big part, you know, playing little balls over the top, and the goalkeeper sticking on twisting. He was indecisive there. They've got a corner to defend.
Corner towards the near post, bounces further than Stockport would have liked, but then it's cleared by Bailey. It's tried anyway, cleared downfield. And now it comes to Nick Powell, and Powell's away. He's heading towards the halfway line. A minute and a half played, no goals, but a real chance for Aldershot. Now can Stockport get down the left? Cleared away nicely down to this left-hand side, and Ethan Pye just goes back to the goalkeeper. Well, he'll look to do that. He'll go back to Neil Byrne, making a rare start this season. He's only made 4 appearances in the middle of the back three for County this afternoon. Into Bailey in midfield, giving away again, and Barron's away down the right again. Oh, and the ball just took a little bobble on the pitch. In fact, it was where one of the poles that Stockport used in the warm-up was put in the ground. That's what the bobble's taking away. But I tell you what, Phil Brown, Jack Barham again down the right, nearly got in there. This is worrying for Stockport 2 minutes in.
Well, it's a promising start for the opposition, that's for sure. You know, he looks very, very lively, and everything seems to be coming down this left-hand side of Stockport County's defence. It's a little bit of a shaky start, but they need to get a little bit more composure, bring a bit of composure to the game, and they should be able to, I'm saying, cruise in this game. You've got to win the game, you know, you've got to bring your best game, your A game to the table every time you possibly can. Doesn't matter what the opposition bring.
Southam Hales down the right, then Noyle has to try and deal with this. Byrne in the centre of the back three again. This ball's now in Stockport's half. They go right out to Carl Noyle, playing at right-sided centre-back, where he's been used a lot of this season. He was many a wing-back last year. So Stockport beating Worksop, and as I've mentioned, the most unbelievable of results for Aldershot in the first round. They beat Swindon 7-4, but there was 7-0 up in that game at one point as well. And they were the first ever non-league side in the FA Cup to score 7 against a Football League team.
Quite phenomenal. Absolutely unbelievable scoreline, especially at half-time, 7-0. I had to check, not my glasses, I had to check the actual scoreline and what team that Swindon were putting out. And they were full strength. So it was a great performance for an Aldershot team to get 1 or 2 to win the game. 7 goals against league opposition. So they've obviously got qualities, Robin.
Free kick won by Aldershot in their own half. They go back to the Dutchman Van Stappershoef. who then gives it to his defender to try and clear away, although Powell heads it back. They've got to be careful here, Aldershot, as Powell puts on the pressure, but it's an early touch of the ball for Kobe Rowe, who played a couple of times against Stockport last season for Sutton, his former club, lost both games. Ball into midfield, a lot of space for Aldershot so far. Nice little ball to Stokes, the number 10. They could be in here on the left-hand side, shot in towards goal, loops towards Hinchliffe and headed away again, this time from Ibu Toure. But the danger man it came to this time was Lawrence Alage, the former Salford man. Deflected shot over, 4.5 minutes played, corner to Aldershot, and it's still goalless, Phil Brown.
Well, you can see in the first 5 minutes how they did get 7 goals against Swindon Town. They've got some quality, and it's certainly in the front line, but they work the ball from their back three into the midfield three and then into the striker's feet. And a little bit of brilliance there. Step to one side, hit it with his left foot, got a deflection, and now Stockport County have got to defend another corner already.
And it's going to be Ollie Harfield, the left-sided centre-back, I think, to kill this in. He does, right onto the penalty spot. Powell there to head it away. It's a big header from Nick Powell. Madden then comes short to try and keep it. He's going back towards his own goal, though, Paddy Madden. And he nicely, outside of the boot, sit down. And Powell's away here. If Bailey can find him, he stays onside, I think, just Nick Powell. He does. The ball didn't have the momentum, though. He was in acres there as a breakaway came. Aldershot get back, and they stop the ball from Southern Hills on the overlap. Now back to Powell. Curls it into the area, and it was in the middle of nowhere, really, in the end. Bounces through to the goalkeeper. But Odin Bailey there had the chance to set Nick Powell free, perhaps the wrong players in the wrong positions there.
Well, possibly Odin Bailey for sure played a wrong pass. He's got to play that with pace in front of Nick Powell so that the pass actually creates the chance, but he played it to his feet and he had nobody to take on. His first touch, the defender caught him up after his first touch, and the chance was over.
Talaj with the touch, then Minogan then comes forward from right to left. Ball on the left-hand side, halfway inside the Stockport half now, with Aldershot again in their mostly red kit with a bit of few blue stripes on it as well. Back into midfield, it goes to Talaj. 1-2 played, then smashed away by Southern Hales on the edge of his own penalty area. Madden just outside the centre circle, tries to hold it up. Powell goes through his legs, ball back over to the left, still goalless. 6 minutes play between Aldershot and Stockport here on BBC Radio Manchester and the BBC Sport website and app. This time long ball towards Barham again, down the right. He's looked really dangerous, and he's been pushed over there by Ethan Pye. Got the wrong side of the county defender. Free kick to Aldershot, and you've got to say, inside the first 7 minutes here, no goals, but Aldershot much the better side, Phil Brown.
Well, first 7 minutes, you're looking for telltale signs, you're looking for teams that have got style of play. Well, they've just showed a couple of ways. They played through the thirds and got the first real good chance with a shot that was deflected, but there's another one, a diagonal ball from 45-50 yards, but again, the same target man, aiming for Barnum. He seems to be a thorn in the side of Stockport County at the moment. But the one thing is noticeable, they do take a chance, they commit men forward like a team that's wanting to win this time. They're leaving 1v1, 2v2s on the halfway line.
Free kick then on the left, and once again Talaj's opportunity to take it, the former Brighton man, so it's almost like a corner really. It's quite close to the corner flag, but with that sort of delivery from this right, left-footed, Hinchliffe decides whether to come or not. Ball bounces down in the area, and it is cleared away. Free kick given. Hinchliffe did not know whether to come or go there. Again, hairy moments here for Stockport County.
Showing good quality in the final third. That's what you're looking for. You know, have they got players that have played at a higher level? By the looks of it, absolutely. And why they're not at the higher level, only they will be able to tell you. But they've put one or two quality passing drills together. They've also put one or two bits of quality into the final third. Stockport have got to be on their mettle defensively.
Ethan Pye over the halfway line from the free kick that's taken. Akil Wright starting midfield today. Not where he always starts for County. He was signed there as a midfielder from York City last year. Ball now with Noyle down the right. Southern Hales on the overlap. Checks back onto his left foot. Then Noyle is in the area here, Carl Noyle. Breaks it out to Southam Hales again. Cross coming in, headed away by Aldershot, and it breaks to the edge of their D, and they sweep it away to Barham again. He might have just stayed on side. He's got Pye again up against him. Pye does well there, the young defender, Ethan Pye. Back to Hinchliffe. But I tell you what, if there's a player who's going to cause County the most problems this afternoon, it already looks like it's Jack Barham.
Absolutely. A one-on-one situation again for the first time in the first, early 8 minutes of the game. Pye actually got it right. But up until then, Barham was definitely in charge of proceedings.
Ball now with Neil Byrne for County, and he tries to spray it out to Southam Hales, and it ends up between some of those county fans in that uncovered area of the ground. We've had the BBC TV cameras here as well today. It's a real old school feel to this ground, and 9 minutes played, still goalless between Aldershot and Stockport on BBC Radio Manchester. Reminder of the FA Cup draw. Firstly, important to say the winner of this game goes to the Hawthorns and West Bromwich Albion away in January. But the other ties that interest us in our part of the world are Wigan Athletic against Manchester United, also Luton against Bolton, Manchester City against Huddersfield as well. Ball down the left now for the home side, Aldershot. Good work from Glover. Then ball inside, edge of the box, shot to come in, deflected, and it is in! Huge roar, because National League sides, Aldershot leads in the FA Cup, and it's Josh Stokes, the 19-year-old, who's driven it in. The deflection took it away from Hinchliffe and went into the right-hand corner of his net, and inside 10 minutes, it's Aldershot 1, Stockport 0.
I'm telling you, it's no more than they deserve. We're only talking about 9-10 minutes, but it's not been one-way traffic, it's been quality football from Aldershot. You look at the two teams and you would think that Aldershot were the team in the ascendancy in the leagues, but the quality that they showed in the final third, the front three in particular, they got a little bit lucky with that one, but they were allowing a player who's strong on his right foot to come in on his right foot and have a shot, and they got what they deserved. The deflection, it went in the back of the net. 1-0 Aldershot town.
The deflection definitely told a story there. It definitely helped it in and gave Hinchliffe with no chance really, but the real part of that is the worry for Stockport here is the areas Aldershot are getting into so easily, Phil Brown,
very
from a Stockport point of view. Very
comfortably, and I've said it as a couple of ways. We've seen them come in with a long ball if necessary, which is a good quality diagonal, but we've also seen them pass through the thirds. They're the better team at the moment. Stockport need to get their act together if they're going to get something from this cup tie.
Neil Byrne with a long ball towards Odin Bailey from the restart. Comes back into the halfway line with Pye out to Ibu Toure, who then goes down the line towards Bailey once again. He just peels away from the defender. Back to Pye in the penalty area now. Pulls it across Madden. Pye. Madden. Oh, it's Pye, and then he just side foots it to the goalkeeper. I'm wondering there, Paddy Madden had the ball. He was in the box. He should have pulled the trigger there, shouldn't he, Phil Brown?
Paddy looks like he's playing his way back into the game. He looks like he wants to be the number 9 that contributes to a win. But at the moment, Stockport, when they get to the final third, they're not holding anything up. Paddy's just played a little 1-2 there, and I thought the old days, Paddy would have half turn and hit the back of the net. He looks like he's playing careful football, if you know what I'm saying.
He scored the winning goal the last time these two sides met at Edgeley Park anyway, Paddy Madden, in the National League in the promotion season of County. Ball now breaks for Powell in midfield after a challenge from Aldershot. Akil Wright has it once again, pulls it across to Pye. He comes over the halfway line. Now Stockport trying to get a response. They're behind here in the FA Cup. Toure with the cross towards the near post, smashed away well by Cian Harries, the former Swansea man, and then it comes back from the throw-in now with Byrne on the halfway line for Stockport County. And the reason why they're behind is because Josh Stokes scored in 10 minutes. Byrne now with a shot. Oh my goodness me! What a goal from Neil Byrne! 25 yards out of nowhere, has arrowed the ball into the top right corner of the net. Wonderful strike from Neil Byrne, and it's Aldershot 1, Stockport 1.
Robin, I was just about to say the one team that's going to be brave enough to step in with the ball could be the decisive team who's going to win the game. Both teams are playing the same system, 3 centre-halves, and if you've got somebody that would be prepared to step in and go all the way, they're leaving 2v2, 3v3, both sides. But what we've just seen there is nothing short of brilliance. Byrne, he's not spent as many minutes on the pitch for me to be able to assess him, but he looks about a 6'3", 6'4" giant of a centre-half. But he stepped in there with an aplomb, and he struck the ball from 25, 30 yards. Whether it took a deflection, it didn't matter. Like a bullet went into the back of the net.
Neil Byrne had never scored for Stockport County since joining at the start of the year. Well, what a way to get your first goal, as from the restart, Aldershot win a free kick just outside of the centre circle. An arrowed strike into the top corner. No chance for Van Stapperschoof. And now Aldershot try and get going at the other end. Ball breaks for Talaj now, 30 yards from goal in the central area. They're going to try and go down the right on the overlap through Minoga. and Pye then clears it away down the line up to Madden. So 1-1 in a frantic FA Cup tie here on 14 minutes on BBC Radio Manchester, the BBC Sport website and app. Long ball from Madden, arrowing across the pitch looking for Southam Hales over the halfway line. Goes out of play. And as I say, we're 1-1 again, Phil Brown, on 14 minutes.
Frantic, but quality, Robin. Absolute frantic, no doubt about it. Both teams want to win the game, but the quality is oozing out from the 4th and 5th tier of the English leagues. It's brilliant for England, full stop. The quality that you've got at this level.
Ibi Toure just steps in and plays the ball up to Madden on the halfway line now. Madden then back to Byrne, the goal scorer. If there was one man on the pitch you perhaps wouldn't have expected to do that from a Stockport County point of view, it would probably have been Neil Byrne. Not a player in the middle of the back three who likes to dribble forward at all. He's trying to clear it now to Wootton, though, who's looking for the long ball down the left channel. Then Aldershot win it back, and it's on the halfway line with Barham. And back to Byrne, the defence. So we get a little bit of a pause on 15 minutes. A goal apiece between Aldershot and Stockport. And a reminder, at 4:30, we have got commentary for you of Manchester City against Spurs in the Premier League. That one is available on BBC Sounds as well. Byrne then looks to put Southam Hales through on the right channel, and that's going to be a little bit too long and go out for a goal kick to the home side.
Nothing unusual about that. Byrne stuck one in the top corner about 2 minutes ago, and now all of a sudden Aldershot look like they're a little bit wary of him now. They've just dropped off to the halfway line and allowed him to play that pass with no pressure on him whatsoever. It's amazing what respect can do for you in football.
Aldershot now themselves looking to play out from the back. They're managed by Tommy Widrington, who this week has been speaking a lot about his son Kai, he's one of the professional dancers on Strictly Come Dancing, and he's just been voted off. Kai's here today. Tommy Widrington, also involved at Bristol Rovers a few years ago, left Kings Lynn to come here, and in the National League they find themselves in the playoffs at the moment, Aldershot. So it's been a good season by all accounts, aside of the FA Cup run. Ball now on the right, clipped down towards Barham again. It was searched for by Harries, then Pye comes across, clears it away up to Akil Wright. This is Stokes, the goal scorer for Aldershot now. Centre field, plays it to his left-hand side, and a touch of the ball for Tommy Willard now. Now they go down the left with Glover coming in. Good play from him. He just wins it back off Southam Hales. They'll try and move the ball as best they can. They've got Ollie Harfield out there as well with his left foot. Glover again stepping in, the number 11. Plays the ball into the area. Oh, good recovering challenge there from Akil Wright, because the run had been made and played brilliantly by Tyler Frost. And now Stockport clear up to Madden, and Madden gives it away. And still Aldershot on their left have the ball, the home side. 1-1. On 17 minutes on BBC Radio Manchester. Ball up to Stokes again, who is offside, and that'll be a free kick to Stockport County, Phil Brown.
The noticeable thing about the modern day game that we watch these days, and I've watched every division from the Premier League down to the National League, both teams on, from every walk of life seem to be wanting to play football, wanting to play the technical game. And it is a case of the modern day game seems to be you play, then we'll play, you play, then we'll play. Nobody seems to put a foot in anymore, and that's what's exactly happening today. Stockport have got the ball, they're playing. Nobody seems to be putting any real pressure on the ball.
Southam Hales down the right as Stockport look to attack with a bit of possession. Powell now plays it to the corner of the box for Noyle. One back though by Aldershot, who breaks towards the halfway line now down their left. And it's Glover again. He's got real pace, the left wing back. He tries to play into Lage, who's running through on goal. And out comes Ben Hinchliffe to gather it and has the ball in his hands. But Aldershot on the break look really dangerous with the likes of Glover, their wing back, and Lawrence Lage as well, a player who will be remembered by Salford City fans for his contributions last season. He's had a really good season here, Lage. Scored 11 goals. He only got a couple for Salford and struggled for game time, particularly in the second half of the season. Throw in now for Stockport County on the left-hand side, and it'll be Ibi Toure, his former teammate of Talage, to take it. He plays it short to Bailey, and then it's cleared right over the stand by Tyler Frost.
That point about Talage, water finds its own level. At times, sometimes you've got to go and look for your game, whatever league that is. It doesn't matter, as long as you're playing, you've got to go and look for it, and probably Talage has found his level.
Bailey a player who played in the same position as Talaj at Salford, just gives it to his former teammate all the way back on the halfway line. Strange ball from Odin Bailey, who was recalled today because, of course, he couldn't play against Salford on Tuesday. Glover now on the ball for Aldershot, who have the ball just inside their own half. They'll just be a little bit more cautious and steady in this build-up here on this left-hand side. Half-field as well at the back. So the game has slowed down a little bit. We've had 90 minutes played. It's still 1-1 in the FA Cup. The winner of this game goes to West Bromwich Albion. Ball now breaks to Minoga, who's in behind Pye. Checks it onto his right, left, then left again. He's got right against him, and he tried to find Barham, and he just got his feet a little bit muddled up there. And Stockport try and clear it through Torre on their left-hand side. Torre back into Akil Wright, who goes back to Ben Hinchliffe, and Stockport just to regain a little bit of composure here.
A little bit of a nosebleed there from Minoga. I think he got into an area where he didn't really want to be. He wanted to pass the ball. He wanted to give it to somebody that's normally in the final third. He found himself a little bit confused at how high up the field of play he was.
Ball now back with Aldershot in their defensive area. And Minoga again looks to ping it round the corner down the line to Barham. And Neil Byrne, the goal scorer for Stockport. Reminder of the story of this game, it was Stokes who put Aldershot in front on 10 minutes. And then just a couple of minutes later, Neil Byrne stepped forward from about 25 yards out, arrowed a shot into the top right corner. He's stepping forward out of defence here again and just plays it to Akil Wright in the centre circle. Of course, he played under Dave Challoner before at Hartlepool, Neil Burns. He's a player that he really liked and brought in because he said he knew the way that he plays. Came from Tranmere. Carl Wootton comes short to receive the ball off Byrne, but then doesn't find Torre on the right, so Minoga gets a chance to sweep it away down the right, but Aldershot with nobody home to get to there. So 21 minutes played, nearly halfway inside this first half now, and it's still a goal of Petersfield, Brown.
Tight game. It looks a tight game. All of a sudden, you know, you've got Stockport there letting...
Oh, Byrne through again. He was just being called to be closed down by the home fans because they know what he can do, and he tried to find Wootton, but the pass was too far.
Well, it's noticeable the two strikers are marking the outside centre halves of Stockport, so therefore Byrne's got a chance to step in. If they create the space in midfield by shifting the number 10 out the way, then Byrne can go all the way, as he's already proven by hitting the back of the net from 25 yards.
Tommy Willard with the ball, then eventually swept round towards Talaj. That's a beautiful back heel into Glover here. Edge of the area, left-hand side. Talaj trying to get on it again. He slides in with Byrne and it goes through to the goalkeeper. But excellent little flick there with his yellow boots from Talaj. Ball in the hands of Ben Hinchliffe.
You've got to be a player big wearing them kind of boots. It's true, isn't it?
Well, 11 goals this season. You can see why, can't you? And he, like I say, he didn't get an awful lot of game time at Salford.
Play with a lot of confidence by the looks of it.
Pye then puts in Bailey at the other end now in the penalty area. Odin Bailey onto his right foot. Now his left. Bailey with the cross shot. It's deflected away. Minoga comes running in downfield with it for Aldershot, and he might keep going here. He's gone from right to left, then just pulls it back to Glover. Lovely play from the right wing back, who's back in the side today. He's on loan from Portsmouth. He was here last season as well. And ball slowed down with Aldershot at the back now. 1-1 it is in the FA Cup. You can listen to us on the BBC Sport website and app as well this afternoon. And Manchester City against Spurs to come later on. Long ball up towards Barham. He wins his header well, but then Noyle just plays it back to Ben Hinchliffe.
Barham's putting himself around. If he gets the ball to his feet, he's decent. But when the ball's up in the air, he only looks, what, 5'9", possibly? He's putting himself about just by his spring.
Sloppy from Stockport, Byrne into Pye. Pye didn't control it, goes into the dugout on this near side. Throw into the home side then on their right. They try and regain some momentum here, Aldershot. But pretty much even Stevens in terms of the way the game's gone, as it is in the scoreline. 1-1 so far. Ball over on the left-hand side of Aldershot's defence now with Harfield. So Stockport last season, you may remember, were knocked out by Walsall in the third round. They're looking to get to the third round for consecutive seasons for the first time since 2007. And that was a crazy game in January when they were knocked out late on by Walsall. Paddy Madden also scored that day. He loves this competition, Paddy Madden. He has got 12 FA Cup goals in his career. Ethan Pye forward from defence. Now plays it to Wootton, edge of the penalty area. Over to the right with Southam Hales now running towards the box. Just checks back to Powell, who steers it down the right. Southam Hales then checks onto his left foot, back onto his right. Powell looking for the pass. It's poor. Noyle had made the run. And then a foul into the back of Talage. So Stockport from a promising area end up giving away a free kick just inside the Aldershot half, Phil Brown.
I'll probably keep repeating this, honestly. If you're prepared to step in as a centre-half in this game of football, you're going to have acres of space in front of you. Then you've got to you have the ability to play the pass. At the moment, I think Stockport's central three are more likely to step in than what Aldershot's are, which will make an extra man in the final third.
Long ball up to us, Barham again. He does win the header, but he's offside. So the assistant has his flag up. So Stockport will take the free kick once again. Chap behind us has just gone to try and fix the scoreboard because half of it's blacked out on the right-hand side. I can just see the edge of the number.
Brilliant, isn't it? The lower leagues, when you see things like that happen.
County nearly away down the right. Null couldn't quite keep it in, throw into Stockport County on their left.
I had to fix the fuses one time at Southend United. We drew Millwall in the FA Cup. I think it was a third round tie, and the winners played Hull City, which was great for me. And the lights went out when we were 1-0 up, and I thought the Millwall fans had got to them. So I had to fix the fuses. We eventually won the game 4-1.
You fixed the fuses?
I'm an electrician by trade, so the chairman asked me to fix them as well, by the way.
Unbelievable. Do you think you were the best qualified person in that ground to do it that day?
I don't know. I was just probably there at the right time, you know. I think my tactics mustn't have been working because the chairman must have been thinking this guy can't manage football. He's got to be an electrician.
What was the score in the end that day?
We won 4-1.
Oh, there you go. Neil Byrne at the bat for Stockport County. 1-1 here. The floodlights are working here, but if they do go out, then we'll send Phil Brown over to them. Not only a former Premier League manager, an electrician as well here on BBC Radio Manchester. Akil Wright down the centre. He's in midfield today for County. Torre loses it on the left. They do lose it in some key areas, County, in this game so far. Then Stokes runs forward and Wright has to foul him. He's fuming, Akil Wright. He's going to get a yellow card and he's saying... Well, he's very frustrated, but I think that was a yellow card, wasn't it, Phil?
Absolutely. Stokes is a decent player. As soon as he gets to the other side of Akil Wright's got to do something about it. And what only talking about 20 minutes into the game, he's now in a yellow card situation. He's got to be careful. He's got to be careful because Stokes get the ball. He is capable of. He's got good feet, good quick feet, and he's an intelligent player. He is capable of losing Akil Wright, and therein lies the danger.
Long ball forward, this time towards Barham and Minoga on the right. Can he keep it here? The Aldershot wing back, level with the edge of the penalty area. Into Talage, he tries to spin round right. Right's got to be a little bit careful. He's on a yellow card now. Then Harfield now down the left. They just steps forward from centre back for Aldershot. They're having all the possession. It's 1-1 though, inside the first 30 minutes. Ball now over on the left-hand side with Glover again. Into the edge of the penalty area. Stokes again. Could he get a second? Stokes! Oh, it's just wide. He turned and he hits it from the same area where he scored the owner in this game. And this time, instead of finding Hinchcliffe's right-hand corner, he just dragged it slightly wide of that post.
Hinchcliffe was a statue when Stokes come inside, and again, I'm blaming Akil Wright on this one. He's allowed him to come back onto his right foot, but you have to say it. Stokes looks like he's got the ability to get it back on his right foot, on his stronger foot. But Akil Wright now is running a very, very narrow, tightrope to say the least.
Other scores to tell you about: Bournemouth 1, Villa 1, Chelsea 2, Brighton 0, Liverpool 1, Fulham 1, West Ham 1, Crystal Palace 0. And in the FA Cup, EC lead Reading by a goal to 0. It's Chesterfield 0, Leyton Orient 0. Pye now on the left-hand side for Stockport, who come forward with Madden. Madden then just putting the ball out to the right-hand side with Southam Hales. And Talage comes and wins it back. And again, County, when they try and get forward, they seem to lose it in some not great areas in this game so far. Noyle then with a strange header on the halfway line. Talage is there. Then it comes to Bailey in his central midfield position. We've seen him play so much, and he's out of contract at the end of the season on loan from Salford. And Neil Byrne has it at the back once again for Stockport County and just jogs forward. Again, no one really closing him down. Then goes to the left of Ethan Pye, who was at Gateshead last season. Then right, just drifts forward over the halfway line. Wootton. And again, Stockport County lose it. And they played in towards Talaj, who's running through on goal. Noyle's there this time. But I tell you what, that's 3 or 4 times in the last 3 minutes there that Stockport County have been attacking down the right or left, and even just had the ball at the back, and they're giving it away, Phil Brown.
They're just very patient, Aldershot, at the moment. They're dropping off to the halfway line and allowing players to come out there. We're giving them a sort of a false sense of security, then all of a sudden go tight. And you have to say, Kilwright, he can rotate between centre-half and central midfield. And Kyle Noyle can drive forward as well. They just need to step on to the ball a little bit more confident on the ball. It looks like they're playing without confidence at the moment, Stockport County.
Nicely done by Cian Harries, who just takes the ball down away from Madden and gets Aldershot away. 29 minutes on the clock. Aldershot 1, Stockport 1. The winner will go to the Hawthorns. We might have a replay between that now and then at this rate. Ball now with Minogue back to that man Harries again, who not only played for Swansea, he's a Welsh under 21 international as well. Harfield down the left for the home side.
I don't know about a replay. I'm saying there's going to be goals in this game for sure, but I'm not too sure about a replay. Both sides are capable. They're both very, very comfortable on the ball. I have to say, Aldershot have more than impressed me from the start.
And Aldershot have only had 3 draws this season, I was told as well. Minogue in from the right-hand side, away from Wright. Wright brings him down. Well, he's not going to get a second yellow, or is he? I don't think he is, but he did drag back the shirt of Tyler Frost. Akil Wright is being called over. I think it's going to be a final warning, though, Phil Brown.
It's not a second yellow, for sure, but it is a warning. There's no doubt about it. Now, the one thing that the Aldershot players have brought to the attention of the referees, already a yellow card, don't go soft on him. But it's not a second yellow card. It was just a little niggling pull of a shirt. A lot of people could have said it would have been a yellow card at some stage in the game, but because he's running that tightrope, I think the referee's been a little bit lenient on him. Last chance saloon for Akil Wright.
He's going to have to be really careful now, and he's very exposed as well as a holding midfield there, because yes, he's got the back 3 behind him, but obviously alongside him are playing as Odin Bailey and Nick Powell, who are very much attacking midfielders.
And the Aldershot players are very comfortable on the ball, and the movement, it has to be said, the movement of Stokes in particular, the man who's closest to Wright, is going to cause them a problem.
Free kick from this right-hand side, just in front of us then, headed across goal, Wright with the header away. It was from right to left, diagonal across the box there from Aldershot. Then heading forward by Harris towards Talaj, who goes inside Noyle. Then Noyle does quite well to deal with it, and then he has to put it out of play for a throw. He was put under pressure well by Talaj, and Tommy Widrington, the Aldershot boss, turns around and claps his hands because he's pleased with how his side are doing here. They are level 1-1 with Stockport, but they're applying the pressure as we speak, Phil.
His side, he's applauding is because of the front 3, the quality of the front 3, and they all bring something different. I think Talaj looks like he's a bit of a scruffy creature, you know. He looks like he's one of them that can work the ball, work his way in tight situations. We've already seen Barham's different class, either in the air or in behind, and the guy who's pulling all the strings for me is Stokes. It's a front 3 to be reckoned with, and that's why I'm saying there's goals in this game.
Unbelievable story from Stokes as well. The fact that he receives it from this throw in here. It goes back to the left-hand side. I'll tell you about that in a moment. Harfield looks to cross it in into the hands of Hinchliffe, who looks to get County away here. 32 minutes played then, still 1-1. And Stokes, who scored the opener, just 19 years of age and signed from Sudbury in the summer, who play about, I think they're 3 divisions below this level of football. Just shows the magic of the FA Cup, how a player can be at such a low level and then scoring a goal in the FA Cup second round. Byrne towards the right-hand side towards Powell. Powell heads it onto the right flank where Southam Hales is waiting. Powell with a 1-2 with Southam Hales. He's on the overlap by the corner flag, crosses it in. It's over Wootton. It comes to Wootton again. Torre was in round the back and headed away by Aldershot for a corner on Stockport's right.
Torre's got to score. He's got to score. He may be a left wing back, he may be a defender before he's a striker, but he's got to score there. His run towards the near post was absolutely different class. You would never expect a left wing back in that near post area when a cross is coming from the right, but he got ahead of his man. He's got his head on the ball, but he's fluffed his lanes completely at the moment of impact.
Still 1-1, corner to County. There's going to be a change in a moment. Cotterill's going to come in off the bench. The 22-year-old Joel Cotterill, also Welsh under 21 international. Corner then from Southam Hales. He drags it low. Madden there. Oh, it was a nice idea from County. They worked on that at Carrington. Came to just about the edge of the box, and then it was a curled strike by Madden, but it went sweeping over the bar.
Well worked. I've seen 100 corners by Stockport County, and I tell you what, they normally put. And yes, the boos and the root going on. The commotion is all about Akil Wright's coming off already.
So is Akil Wright injured, or are they worried he's going to get sent off, Phil Brown? Because he's been pulled off here, and he doesn't look happy at all.
Listen, Dave Chandler knows his players better than I do, but I'm telling you, he's a combative kind style of player. He wants to get stuck in, he wants to get involved. He's already running a tight lane, he's received a yellow card, he's had a chance of getting a second yellow card, and I think it's a good bit of man management, that.
Yeah, he's been pulled off. He's high-fived a couple of people on the county bench. He didn't look injured at all. So Dave Challoner bringing off Akil Wright. It was on a yellow card here so far, and we haven't even got to half-time yet.
No, good management, Robin. Good management.
Have you done that to players before?
Absolutely, and the player will be disappointed, and he'll show his disappointment to the crowd because nobody wants to be subbed before half-time. But bottom line is he's got to understand that it's all about winning the game of football, and you've got less chance of winning with 10 men.
Late challenge there from Byrne, who then pushes Barham afterwards. It's all kicking off here at the EBB Stadium. It was a lunging challenge by Byrne. The referee said it was late. I did see him get a bit of the ball though. Home fans aren't happy about it. Jack Barham's down, and the referee just speaking to Neil Byrne here.
I think the challenge from the goal scorer behind was a little bit more aggressive than I thought he's going to be allowed to be given, even at the lower leagues. You know, you're not allowed to tackle from behind. Barham's gone down, he's got there before him, but the challenge came in, contact was ball and man, and the referee's calmed it down, he's calmed the situation. What followed on was Byrne was lying there and Barham was lying on his legs, and he's thrown him off his legs, quite simple. I mean, he's talking about a 5'8", 5'9" striker and a 6'3" centre-half.
Dave Chandler in huge conversation with the fourth official, Stephen Hughes. He's not happy about that. So free kick to Aldershot. It's sort of to the right of centre, halfway inside the county half. It's still 1-1 here on BBC Radio Manchester on 35 minutes. Robin Gray and Phil Brown watching. Aldershot 1, Stockport 1.
Robin, there's a lot of space down this left-hand side. I don't like it.
Just in front of the wall. Yeah, they could try a reverse ball here, Aldershot, if they're not careful. And that's what they were looking to do it. Bailey's just gone to cover it. Harfield with the corner and then whipped in, the curled kick rather, and it's into the hands of Hinchliffe, so nothing doing from that for Aldershot. Hinchliffe will look to boot it away.
I don't think it was a bad ball, to tell you the truth. When you get a ball bouncing in your penalty box, normally it's a decent delivery, and I think the delivery from corners and set pieces by Aldershot has been of high quality. But the marking was good. It was man-to-man marking. I think it was Noyle got a hold of the striker, and he was never going to get a free header with Kyle Noyle.
1-1 so far. Aldershot very much at least matching Stockport County, you'd say, Phil Brown.
Without a shadow of a doubt. You know, you can close your eyes in most games and come out. You know, the ones who are winning are normally the better teams. We've got a draw on my hands here, but you can't separate the two teams league position-wise. Nowhere near.
Geordie Van Stapperschoof, the goalkeeper, clears it away. It's won back by County with Southam Hales. Then ball deflects in from the right-hand side into Powell just outside the centre circle. County look to build here. Reverse ball around the corner to Southam Hales down the right-hand side. Then Talaj heads it in from the flank. He's had a handball from Cottrell, the substitute. Well, look like he's come in and play where Wright is, and he's got to be careful not to bring down Stokes, who's giving him nightmares now. Ball now down the left-hand side for Aldershot, who once again try and get the angle back to Glover, edge of the box, curls it towards goal. Oh, just wide. It was a lovely sweeping effort just to the left of the D, and it shaved Ben Hinchliffe's left-hand post. Another big chance for Aldershot with 7 minutes to go until half-time, still one apiece.
And that's their left wing-back cutting in on his right foot. I think it was Glover. He came back on his right foot, and you would think, well, go on in. You can hit that one if you want to. You've come back on your weaker foot, but he's bent it in as if he was two-footed. Not a problem. And it's just gone way to the post. It's a great opportunity again for Aldershot Town.
Byrne with the ball to the right-hand side to Southam Hales. Yeah, bar that chance for Paddy Madden and the header that fell to Ibutore, which he couldn't connect with. Aldershot have had probably the better opportunities in this game. Still 1-1. Byrne, who's scored the equaliser for County, on the ball. 6 minutes till the break. Over towards Southam Hales, who tries to cross it in, deflects off an Aldershot player, and then comes back off Southam Hales. Goal kick to the home side.
This has got potential. This game has got real potential of maybe exploding into a great game of football. It can all also exploded into carnage. You know, 1 or 2 free kicks and fouls and yellow cards, silly things that go on in the FA Cup. The discipline for both teams has got to be vital to keep 11 versus 11 on the field of play, and we'll see a great spectacle second half.
So the goalkeeper with the ball now is Jordi van Stappershoef. Fascinating CV. He started at Volendam in the Eredivisie, then worked under Tommy Widrington at Bristol Rovers. He was director of football, the now Aldershot boss. And then he left there, went to Amsterdam FC, and then came to Aldershot. So he's been between the Netherlands and English football. Ball with Aldershot in their own half. Back to that man again. He's got orange boots, has Van Stappershoef, and he clears it left-footed towards the halfway line. Headed back forward by the substitute for Akil Wright. He's Cotterill, and then they try and get down the right here, County, and a free kick given against Aldershot. Foul on Nick Powell, free kick to County on their right.
Good spot by the referee. He wasn't too near the play, shall we say. He was about 20 yards away, and he looks like he's given a yellow card, which is, again, if you're saying that's a yellow card, it has to be said that management by Dave Chalner and Akil Wright was absolutely spot on, because that's exactly what Akil Wright did for a second infringement, and it could have been a red card.
Yeah, Tommy Willard, who's picked it up, and their longest serving player here at Aldershot. A free kick to Stockport County.
That's a real soft yellow card. It makes a statement to the home fans that Akil Wright shouldn't be on the field of play. Well, he's not. He's been substituted.
So over the ball are Bailey and Southam Hales and Torre. Torre plays it short into Powell. Powell looks to flick it up round. He just to clip it to the right side of the box. Powell again, he's adjusted and handled it, and it'll be a free kick to Aldershot. So we've got 5 minutes to go until the break, where we'll look ahead to Manchester City against Spurs as well. In this game in the FA Cup, it's Aldershot 1, Stockport 1, and it's Robin Gray watching alongside Phil Brown.
Yeah, you can't separate the two teams. It has to be said, you know, there's a bit of quality in the final third from both sides. The game's just settled down. I think both teams have had a look at each other, both defensively and attacking wise, and both teams have conceded a goal, and both have provided quality in the final third, so there's more goals to come for sure.
In the Premier League, Liverpool have gone 2-1 up against Fulham as Aldershot win a free kick. Foul from Noyle into the back of Talaj, says the referee. So this free kick is slightly to the left of centre for Aldershot, and I think the ball's just hit the referee. She always gets a jeer, and that scoreboard to our right, Phil Brown, still not fixed. I don't know whether that. Are you charging commission today to go and fix that with your electrician hat on at the break?
You've got the time, haven't you? I've got the score, you've got the time.
Here comes the free kick then for Aldershot, who have been, well, they look like in the same league as County the way they played. Towards the far post, down goes the number 4, Harries, who was, well, it was like a rugby tackle. It was like something out of a line out in rugby.
That's unbelievable, to tell you the truth. I mean, Tommy Widring is complaining the 4th official, but the referee had a great position as well. And it's two big fellas coming together, don't get me wrong. The two big units, centre-half for Aldershot, centre-half for Stockport County, and have gone to ground. It looks like Stockport have got away with that one, to tell you the truth.
Ball's gone out for a throw into Aldershot on the right. He's a real towering figure, Cian Harries, the 26-year-old. And it would take 2 players to stop him.
I think it was
and
Kyle Wootton. Was it Kyle Wootton and
I think
was it Nathan Pye?
Yeah, Bailey maybe as well, I think, in there. There were a couple of them. So, throw-in taken by Minoga. Down the right they go to Stokes. Stokes wins a corner to the home side. It's still 1-1, but I think the better side in this first half have been National League side Aldershot, Phil Brown.
When you're scouting teams at the lower leagues, you know, you've got to go on a spreadsheet, and some of the things you're looking for is creativity. 1, ticks the box big time, Stokes. A thorn in the side of the opposition. 2, ticks a big box. Technically gifted, ticks a big box. Has he got the pace? Has he got the attitude? You've got to go through all of them things. At the moment, Ben Stokes could be a match winner today for Aldershot Town.
Yeah, 9 goals in the National League this season. It's not Josh Stokes who takes the corner. It's going to be the left foot of Halffield towards the back post. Powell and Hinchliffe. Hinchliffe opts to punch. Ball now comes down to the right-hand side again. It's perfect. Bit of space here for Willard, who's going to drive in the shots, and it comes off the chest to Southam Hales, and it is another Aldershot corner on their right as we tick towards the break. Couple of minutes to go. It's still 1-1.
Good defending by Southern Hills there. He had to put his body on the line there, and he's put his chest in the way. It's quite easy to give handballs in them situations, but he put his chest firmly out, deflected it out for another corner. A little bit of pressure before half-time.
Harfield's a left-sided centre-back. He spent most of the first half whipping in free kicks and corners from this right-hand side. There's a bit of coming together between Talaj and Cotterill, the substitute, who came on, and Burns in there as well. He's gone to Mark Minoga. Plenty of options in this box for Aldershot. Whipped in corner then from Harfield again towards Hinchliffe, who's just going to gather it. No one challenged him this time, and he was about to set Paddy Madden free. He might go to set Wootton. I think he's going to kick it instead as Talaj just stops him from getting his right leg up. So still 1-1 in the FA Cup, and a reminder that the winner of this game will play West Bromwich Albion away in the FA Cup third round.
It's a decent enough carrot, isn't it? You know, if they've not known before the game, they'll know at half-time. Tommy will be saying to his team, and certainly Dave Challoner will be saying to his team, you know, do you want to go to the Hawthorns? We've got an opportunity here of putting ourselves on the map as a team, let alone promotion, put ourselves on the map in the FA Cup.
Noyle with a cross in towards the edge of the box. It was from the right channel, and then it was headed back by Talaj, and Stokes round to Barham on this right-hand side in front of the dugouts. Falls to the ground. No free kick. Oh, he has given a free kick, the referee. I don't think Stockport will be happy about that. I think like more like a slip there. So it's bang on the halfway line on Aldershot's right. Minoga takes it.
There's every chance the fourth official might have given that, you know, just a verbal in the referee's ear, because he was literally 2 yards away from it. But it looked like it was a soft one, to tell you the truth. To have it got away with it, would have been a 3-on-2 situation for Stockport County.
The other ties in the FA Cup to tell you about as well. Arsenal against Liverpool, Sunderland, Newcastle as well. 4 minutes added time here, the end of the first half. And Aldershot coming over the halfway line now. Ball towards Barham on this right. Goes out of play for a throw-in. But every time they try and stretch the right and left-sided centre-backs of Pye and Noyle, don't they, Aldershot, with those long balls into the channels between the wing-backs, Phil Brown?
There's method in the madness, you know. If you're going to go long, eventually you go short in the midfield, and if you can get the ball short in the midfield, you've got a 3-on-3 situation.
Talaj just comes and gets the ball. Bailey goes in for a tackle, but Aldershot keep it. They've had a lot of possession, and they're on the way down the left-hand side now. Glover in on his favoured right foot again. Stokes in the penalty area, looks to pull it across goal. It's Cotterill in the way, but Aldershot keep the pressure on here. Back it goes to Willard, and then Stokes again just peeling away from the corner of the box, the left-hand corner. Then out left it goes again. Glover just waiting and standing up Cotterill here. Just waiting for the right pass here. Ball into Talaj, nice touch, 1-2, Talaj, oh, and Stokes tried to get on the end of it. It was Willard actually in the end. He tried to get going, and then Hinchliffe boots it downfield looking for Wootton at the other end, and Wootton keeps it in on this left-hand side for County, running towards the penalty area. He's got Torre with him, goes back to Torre, back to Wootton now, approaching the penalty area on that left. He's just sort of caught though, because Harries has stood him up. So Torre now inside, looking onto his right foot. That's his weaker one. Ball into Powell now, 30 yards from goal. Powell onto his left, into the penalty area. Nick Powell puts a shot in, and it's saved by the goalkeeper. It was a bit of a P-roller, but you shouldn't let a player of the quality of Nick Powell get into those sort of areas.
I've never heard that for a long time, P-roller. But Powell it's important that he gets out of that 3 versus 3 situation by driving forward with the ball or without the ball. He's very, very capable technically as a player. But his strike there with his left foot was certainly not his best.
Ethan Pye clears the ball out of play on this left. So it'll be an Aldershot throw-in on their right on the halfway line. 2 of the added 4 minutes we've had as a train just goes past the railway side of the ground. And referee just asking for a ball, I think. Maybe a new one. So Minoga, the full-back, throws it down towards Talaj, who just lets it sort of come off his stomach and spins round Torre. Then Minoga again, looking down the line, bit of coming together. Cotterill has it now in a central position for County, who will try and build one last attack before the break. Still 1-1 here on BBC Radio Manchester and the BBC Sport website and app. Down the right it goes with Southam Hales now. The Welshman. Then to Odin Bailey, who's in front of him, just a few yards ahead on that right flank. This is all in Aldershot's half. The Southam Hales have to go back here as the rain starts to drift in here in Aldershot. You can see the mud of the pitch sprayed across the shorts of Neil Byrne here, who drives a ball out to the right. His excellent goal getting Stockport back level. No goals since then, though. Southern Hales down the right towards the bar line, tries to put a cross in, and Stockport will have a corner right before the break here. We're into the final of the 4 added minutes. Good work from Southern Hales and defending from Aldershot.
Robin, I've watched him 3 times, and Southern Hales it's noticeable that he gets forward. That's part and parcel of his game. I haven't seen it enough in this game. Certainly saw it at Harrogate away, and I certainly saw it at Newport as well. He gets crosses in for the team, provides that width on the right, but he hasn't been doing that.
It's going to be his corner. The wing back for County. 1-1. We're nearly at half time. Cross into the near post. Good big header away from Glover. Had to make that one because there was a lot of options for County in the area. Now Aldershot might try and break before the break. Glover, it goes out of play, and that will be that for the first 45 minutes as what has been a pulsating cup tie here, because Aldershot of the National League went in front inside the first 10 minutes. It was Josh Stokes with a shot from the edge of the area, the 19-year-old, deflected, wrong-footed Hinchliffe and went into the left-hand corner of the net. But then just 3 minutes later, Neil Byrne with his first ever Stockport County goal, stepping forward from the centre of defence and arrowing a shot into the goalkeeper's top left-hand corner. Terrific strike. Since then, though, Aldershot of the National League in the playoffs have really shown that if you didn't know much about these two sides, you'd think they played in the same division. They've pressed, they've hustled and harried Stockport County. And another big moment in the game to show the enormity and the struggle of this fixture at times for Stockport County was that Akil Wright, who got a yellow card in this first period and then was given a final warning, was dragged off by the Stockport County boss, who of course is Dave Challoner, and replaced by Cotterill. But at the break, Stacey, it is half time. It's Aldershot 1, Stockport 1.
Thank you, Robin. Phil, before we dissect the first half in more general terms, let's just talk about the goals. First of all, the one through John Stokes, very early on in the game, just 10 minutes in for Aldershot.
It was 10 minutes in, but it was one-way traffic, Stacey, at the time. You know, Aldershot was showing great signs in the first 5-6 minutes. You know, they were getting into the penalty box, they were getting in with quality as well. They weren't just lumping the ball in there. They've got a front three that can be, they're quite inventive, you know. They all bring, I always talk about this difference, you know. If you can bring something different, then you've got 3 centre-halves you're asking them a different question time in and time out. They've got a lot of technicality in that front line. More importantly, they've got a little number 10, Stokes, in the pocket of space. His movement reminds me like a Jack Grealish. I'm not saying he is a Jack Grealish, but his movement reminds me of that. And he's very comfortable at coming in on his right foot. And that's what Stockport allowed him to do against their will. Obviously, he brought it onto his right foot, had a shot. It took a deflection. He'll still claim the goal. It was on target, but it took a deflection and went past the goalkeeper. But that sort of woke up Stockport to a certain extent. And I was just about to say it on air. If one of the 3 centre-halves of Stockport decided to step in, they will become an extra man in terms of attack. And that's going to be the difference in the second half. Who's prepared to make the extra man in attack or in midfield just by stepping in with the ball? And as soon as Byrne decides to do it, the words weren't even out my mouth. Byrne decides to do it. The ball's in the back of the net with a strike. It could have been a Premier League goal. It was a top quality strike from a fellow who hasn't played too many games.
I mean, that must have been a frantic few minutes, you know, the goals coming just 3 minutes apart. Yeah. Is that a reflection of the intensity and pace of the game, or not really?
Not really, I don't think so. I think the intensity of the game comes from the technicality when you've got the ball. It is a case of, at times, and it's one of my bugbears in every division. It is a case of you have it, then we'll have it. You have it, then we'll have it. Nobody really goes and gets it. You only get it back when you give it away under no pressure, you know. So you're not seeing, you know, crazy tackling going on, because that's been outlawed in the game of football. So it is a case of Stockport, when they've got it, they're playing. It is a case of Aldershot, when they've got it, they're playing. And they're both capable teams when they've got the ball. And it's only a wayward pass that gives it away to the opposition, that gives you an opportunity to get the ball and do something with it.
We've got a couple of texts and tweets here. First one from Callan, who says, what a goal. That's in reference to Byrne's goal that you've just mentioned. This one from Ian says, Akil Wright shouldn't have started in midfield to begin with. I'm going to ask you 2 questions together here. Firstly, do you agree with that? and then we'll go on to him being subbed and why we think that might have been the case, as Robin referred to earlier. So first of all, should he have started in midfield?
Stacey, when I talk about difference, I'm talking about Powell, right? Okay, Nick Powell in the middle of the park. He needs a protector. He needs an aggressor. He needs somebody that can be an enforcer to get the ball and give him it back. I think that's probably what Akil Wright brings to the team. Now, that's not being disrespectful. That's just seeing what he brings to the party. If you all bring the same thing to the party in that midfield three, it's easy to mark it. It's easy to play against it because, well, I know what they're going to do. But Akil Wright, I thought, was there to protect. And if one of the centre-halves decided to step in with the ball, he looks very comfortable at dropping into a centre-half berth. So I think that's the reason why Akil Wright started. Why Dave Challinor brought him off was good management. You know, the lad's running a he's on thin ice. He's running a tightrope. He's had a foul, and it's a silly foul, but it was a foul that was yellow carded. And then he gives another one in a similar kind of mode, and he got away with it. And I thought that was brilliant by Dave Challinor. So I would have played him to start off with if Nick Powell's in the same team, because I think Nick Powell's quality needs protecting. It also needs supply, service, and I think that's what Akil Wright brings to the party.
And this one here, Phil, is from Marcus, who says, how many defenders on the pitch? That's all it says, so I can't put words in his mouth and go further. Talk to me about that comment then from Marcus. How many defenders on the pitch?
Well, he's probably naming, obviously, the three centre-halves. Well, of the three centre-halves, Pye is very comfortable on his left foot. I think can play left-back, not a problem. So he's not bad going forward. We've seen what Burn can do when he steps in with the ball. And I had Kyle Noyle at Swindon Town. Kyle Noyle's a right back. That's the reason why he's got the two on his back. It's comfortable playing in that right-hand side centre-half position because he's also quite good with the spring. Sutherland Hales is not a defender, in my opinion. Toure loves going forward. He can defend. That's the reason why he wears the three. But at the same time, when you're playing in a wing-back situation, you do like going forward. He's probably aiming the same kind of question at the midfield player who's been substituted in right. So it's a harsh criticism to a certain extent. As far as I can see, you've got three defenders, three centre-halves, the two wing-backs like going forward, and the three in midfield are now all fairly comfortable midfield players. So it's a harsh criticism of a team that is good enough to win this game of football, shall we say.
And we know that anything can happen in a cup game, particularly the FA Cup. It has that mystique about it. That said, though, this scoreline at half-time will come as a surprise, won't it?
To a certain extent, it will come as a surprise. It's no surprise to me. I know Tommy Widrington very well. He's a good coach. There's no doubt about it. He knows the game inside out. He's been through the mill. He's been, as a player, he was excellent footballer, technician. And as far as I'm concerned, he's been assistant manager, he's been first team coach, he's been director of football, he's done it all. He's now running a football club that's in the 5th tier of English football, and he's getting a tune out of them. For them to score 7 goals against the Swindon Town team, I'm coming here as a manager of Stockport County with a lot of respect for the opposition because they're capable. It's a 1-1 scoreline. The front three have got to be stopped. The service to the front three has got to be stopped, and then Stockport have got to play a little bit more football, a little bit more quality in the final third, and I think they'll win the game. I think we might see Sarcevic. I don't think he's a stooge sitting on the bench. I think he's going to be playing some part of the game so he can play in the next league game possibly. So we might see Sarcevic maybe get 30, 35, 40 minutes, who knows? And they've got a Laffy on the bench who could be a match winner as well. Stockport have got enough off the bench, they've got enough on the field of play to win this game of football, but they've just got to step up 10, 15, 20% if they're going to win this game.
And that's, you never want to, go without giving credit where it's due to a side, so we mustn't underplay Aldershot on the role they've played.
Not at all.
But that said, it seems clear that you feel there are gears that Stockport can go through to step it up a level. Can Aldershot match that though?
Stacey, again, I'm going to Aldershot. I played here in 1979. It sounds like a real old fella, don't I? But I played here in 1979. I remember the hill. I remember the slope. Stockport have got that to their advantage if they need it. You know, they're playing down the hill in the second half. And it could be, and I'm going to say this very easily, it could be one-way traffic. If Stockport decide to step through the gears or go through the gears, it could be one-way traffic second half.
And in terms of what they need to do in the second half, I know you've mentioned it, but just to be clear, before you get your break, what is it specifically as a priority you were given the talk now and in charge now, what would you be changing immediately for the second half for County?
I've got to emphasise to the three centre-halves, Noyle, Byrne and Pye, step in with the ball. When there's space in front of you, go into that space with the ball. And then when you're committing somebody to it, if that's a midfield player, you have now got a 3v2 situation. You've got to be sliding passes into Paddy Madden, into Powell. You've got to be giving balls into them players in the final third with a little bit of quality. So I would say to the three centre-halves, step in with the ball, make the extra man, and then, as far as I'm concerned, Sutherland Hill's got to play a better part in the game. What I witnessed in the two games that I saw Stockport this year, Sutherland Hills provides the width on the right-hand side with a great amount of ability and energy, and I've not seen that in the first half tonight.
Well, Phil, thank you so much. You can go and have a well-earned break now. I know it's pretty chilly there, so at least warm up as much as you possibly can before the second half. Second half of the FA Cup on the way. Aldershot 1, Stockport County 1, so very finely balanced at this halfway stage from the EBB Stadium with Robin Gray and Phil Brown. So we'll be back for the second half of that shortly. Remember that later on between 4 and 4:30, with all the build-up to Manchester City and Spurs, and then commentary from 4:30 from the Etihad in that huge clash in the Premier League. Former Blues keeper Nicky Weaver will be alongside your commentator Mike Miney for that one on BBC Radio Manchester and BBC Sounds. All that to come after this game between Aldershot and Stockport on Total Sport.
Total Sport.
BBC Radio Manchester.
Hi, I'm Rob Burrow. The next episode of my podcast features a person who's literally secured a place in history with her sporting success. It's the great Dame Kelly Holmes.
So I just refused to give up, and that obviously culminated in my international medals that I got, even though I had the setback. So yeah, I think it was a big part of the journey.
7. Rob Burrow is now available to listen to on the Total Sport podcast on BBC Sounds. Download it and tell all your friends.
Brilliant that is taking place, that podcast. And of course, his very good friend and former teammate Kevin Sinfield is undertaking the 7 in 7 in 7 at the minute, 7 ultramarathons in 7 days in 7 cities. Another incredible challenge that he's taking on to raise money and awareness for the plight of MND and the families affected. So pretty incredible stuff. I'm sure people are getting behind him, and obviously you can find the details online of where Kevin will be if you want to go out and support, and also if you want to make a donation. Right, FA Cup second round. We've got the second half of Aldershot and Stockport County on the way. A reminder of how the draw went this morning, though, in terms of how our local sides are affected. Wigan will host Manchester United, a huge game for Wigan. Manchester City will have visitors Huddersfield. Luton will be hosting Bolton. And then some huge games here that don't affect our local teams, but goodness me, for a neutral will be pretty exciting. Arsenal and Liverpool, and then an incredible North East derby, Sunderland and Newcastle. So some really huge, exciting, tantalising clashes in the third round on the way, and plenty involving our local sides. Of course, Stockport County have to get through Aldershot. They've got 45 minutes or so to do that, and commentary of that second half on the way. Bolton, as you've just been hearing, are already through to the third round of the FA Cup, and as we heard, they'll be away to Luton Town. This comes after yesterday when they beat Harrogate Town 5-1, with John Daddy Bodvarsson netting a hat-trick.
Good performance personally, and just from the team. Really happy to be through to the next round, and job done and professional performance, and so good.
Have you had to be suitably patient, waiting for your opportunities?
Yeah, me including other players as well. We have to be patient, and do the best we can with the minutes we get, if it's in the cup or in the league, and that's all you can do, is just with action and do well for the team. And it's also important to look at the big picture. We're all in this together. We want to promote and get this club to the championship, hopefully. And that's what I'm focusing on mostly.
Yeah, and in terms of when you've come on as a substitute in the league games recently, you seem to have benefited a lot from that. Did all those substitution appearances, build up and contribute to what you've done today?
Yeah, no, like I said, whether it's 50 minutes from the bench or 65 today, I just try to be always consistent, you know, put in a good shift. For me, myself, I have a certain obligation for myself to perform every time I'm on the pitch, and also just for this club. So that's always in the back of my mind. I don't want to end up being complacent or anything like that, and that's always like you want to be consistent all the time, and I think I've been okay so far, even though the minutes in the league have been limited, just because we've been fantastic, the team, we've been winning games, and you know, I'm just delighted for everyone, the way we're doing in the league at the moment, and also obviously today be through to the next round.
So some great games ahead in the FA Cup third round for our local sides. Bolton, as you've just been hearing, away at Luton. Manchester City will host Huddersfield. Wigan against Manchester United. Some crackers there. In the Premier League, it's half-time. Chelsea 2, Brighton 1, Liverpool 2, Fulham 2, Bournemouth 1, Aston Villa 1, and on 50 minutes at the moment, West Ham 1, Crystal Palace 0. The later kick-off from 4:30 is Manchester City and Tottenham. That's from the Etihad, and that will be your second commentary today on Total Sport. You can follow it on BBC Radio Manchester and BBC Sounds. That one, the build-up between 4 and 4:30, kick-off from 4:30, and your commentary team will be former Blues keeper Nicky Weaver, who'll be alongside Mike Minay. But first, we have the matter of FA Cup action to settle. Aldershot and Stockport County. It's finally poised 1-1 at half-time. Perhaps will have been a surprise to some, but can Stockport County get the job done at Aldershot? Let's go now to your commentary team ahead of the second half. Former Bolton player and assistant manager Phil Brown. And first, Robin Gray.
Stacey, thank you very much. Stockport just make their way back to the pitch. It's not the sort of time you want to be waiting around. The rain is steaming in here at Aldershot at the EBB Stadium. Phil Brown hasn't been able to get his half-time pie. Phil, you've got to share with us your journey today, because you rang me at about 1:15 and you're in a different town.
Unbelievable. It sent me to Guildford. The postcode sent me to Guildford, and then I phoned you up, and your postcode sent me to Guildford as well. So I have no idea. I've got here on time just before kick-off, by the way, but I do like to get here about an hour before so I can prep and get a smell of the place. You know, that's what you need. You need to get a feel for these places. At the moment, I thought the first 10 minutes, I didn't think Stockport had that smell, that feel. And Aldershot have been pleasantly surprising in terms of the quality that provided.
Fair to say then, your Christmas list will have a new sat-nav on it, will it?
Absolutely. We'll have a sat-nav on it. We'll have a car with pies in it.
Back underway for the second half. No changes. Aldershot get us going down the left. They're from right to left in this second period as we look at it, and Stockport from left to right. The rain is chucking it down here. I'm glad we've got cover. Not everybody has in this ground. Some Aldershot fans on that far right. Southam Hales now down the right for Stockport. Bright start. Powell in the penalty area. This could make it 2-1 across goal to Madden. And Paddy Madden scores in the FA Cup again for Stockport County. Just 33 seconds into the second half. Excellent play down the right. Powell across to Madden. And it's Aldershot 1, Stockport 2.
I said in the first half they've got to get Southern Hales going. And I'm telling you, it's not a coincidence. You know, first minute of the second half, he gets down this right-hand side, right in front of us, and that quality that he provides, he's slipped the ball into Powell. Powell's just looked over his left shoulder, and he saw Paddy Madden had acres of space, and the defender did everything he possibly could to get there, but Paddy Madden, all that old experience, got him into that 6-yard box ahead of the defender and put the ball in the back of the net. Not a great finish, but look where the ball is. That's Paddy Madden to a T. 2-1 Stockport.
His 13th FA Cup goal of his career, and what a career it's been. So Stockport County went behind on 10 minutes, now leads through their talisman. He's struggled for game time this season, whether it was Tanto Alafe and Louis Barry keeping him out or the return of Carl Wotton. Now he gets his chance. He started on Tuesday and he's been playing mostly in like a number 10 style role, sometimes when he's been in the team. Today very much a striker, and on the score sheet to remind Dave Challoner about his credentials. Stockport come forward through Carl Noah now. Instantly that goal, and even before that goal, they look like they're playing with a lot more freedom. Perhaps Dave Challoner's half-time team talk, the difference, Phil Brown.
Well, you're seeing a lot more freedom. I think there's a lot more urgency. You've just witnessed again Kyle Noyle stepping in there like a fullback that he is. He stepped in with the ball, and that's what the centre halves need to do. I said it in the first half. Okay, I said it too late, and the centre-half did step in and hit one into the back of the net. But I'm saying if a centre-half makes the extra man in midfield, it allows the likes of Nick Powell to get forward and do the things that he's just done.
Stockport won their last 3 games against Aldershot. They're heading for a 4th as it stands. Noyle down the right. I'll give you a reminder of the teams in just a second. But Noyle is literally gone almost half the length of the pitch here. Tries to play it into Powell, but you can see the freedom in front of us that he's got. Winnard just tries to win it back, and they're going to have to be careful with Glover. It's gone behind him, and a really cheap corner given away by Aldershot, which Southam Hales will take on this right. So a reminder of the Stockport team: Hinchliffe in goal, Noyle, Byrne, Pye, Southam Hales, Powell, Cotterill, who came on for right, Bailey, Torre, Madden and Wootton. Taken short to Bailey now on the corner, on his left foot, curls it in towards the head of Ethan Pye, who was up then. Aldershot try and head it away downfield to Stokes. Stokes has got support if he can turn, and he gets a pass out to the right. And they try and free Talaj, and then Minoga. Oh, he's brought down by Pye. Free kick, yellow card coming. It's in a dangerous area. It's just to the right of the D here for Aldershot, and that was a good break, but probably an important foul from Ethan Pye, you know, there, Phil Brown.
Very much so, very much. I wouldn't say a professional foul, but it was certainly an important one. It would have been a 2v1 situation if he didn't take the man down, so you could say there was a little hint of professionalism. At the same time, it's a free kick, 25 yards out? It's going to take something to beat the goalkeeper, don't get me wrong, but it's in a very dangerous position for Stockport.
4 minutes of the second half played. Aldershot 1, Stockport 2. The Aldershot team then, they play 3 at the back as well. Van Stapperstruth in goal. Rowe, Harries and Harfield the full-back, the centre-backs. Minoga and Glover the wing-backs, with Frost and Willard, and the front 3 of Talaj, Stokes and Barham. And over this free kick, I can see Harfield there. I can see Lauren Talaj, the former Salford man. And I can also see Ryan Glover, the former Bournemouth midfielder, who's been, well, been full of tricks from wing-back. Right footer, playing on that left as they try and set up some sort of routine here. It looks like 3 of them over the ball. Shot going to come in from Glover, and it comes off a head in that County wall. It was Ethan Pye again, you know, and it's going to be an Aldershot corner on their right. County might lead, but Aldershot now applying the pressure at the other end.
I'm saying it was a set piece, yes. It was, the ball was moved for to try and get the wall out of the way a wee bit, but you have to say Glover's got a decent strike on him. He bent one in the first half, coming in on his right foot, and he's done exactly the same. They've got themselves a corner. Got to defend it, Stockport.
Corner going to be swung in from that right in the pouring rain here at Aldershot. Killed in. Man goes down at the far post. It was Harries actually headed back by Minoga. Then it comes back to Frost. Frost then to Minoga. Head tennis in the area right on the edge of the box. Harries plays it across the D. Picked up now from Glover, who's going to try and dance his way down the left. That's a good tackle from Nick Powell, and then swept away by Southam Hales, and Madden is off down the right. Nice little check inside by Madden. He holds it up and he sees the run on Cotterill now down the right, who brings a huge bit of mud up with him as he just pivots in the ground with his studs there.
Great to see Paddy Madden there. Good old-fashioned hold-up play there. He looked like he was under pressure to keep that ball. He was trying to open things up, and then it was closed down by the good Aldershot defending, but it's good hold-up play by Paddy Madden.
Pye now down the left to Torre. They're going to have a go at the other side here. Halfway inside the Aldershot half. Madden forced back to Cotterill, and Pye's just sort of in a midfield position. Now Madden's come very deep towards the halfway line. So 51 minutes played. Stockport County lead here, 2-1. Paddy Madden scoring inside the first minute of the second half. Byrne, that's a strange ball. He tried to find Southam Hales out on this right. He couldn't. And it is a Aldershot throw on their left-hand side. And they are not out of this game, Phil Brown.
No.
Because they showed in the first half the ability they've got.
They've got enough quality, but Stockport have got their noses in front, and you would expect, as a league, a football league club, that they would stay in front with the quality that they've got. They've certainly got the experience, they've certainly got the composure, and they've certainly got the quality players on the field of play. They've just got to bring all that together in one.
Byrne looking long towards Powell, who's on the edge of the penalty area, just heads it off the back of his head to the right of Southam Hales. Then he's out on this right flank now. Nick Powell level with the edge of the penalty area. Inside to Noyle now from Southam Hales, and then Wootton, right hand side of the box, drags it across goal, comes to Madden, block shot. This is Ibu Torre, blocked again by the defender of Aldershot. Really important couple of blocks from their back 3 there. big chances. First for Madden, then Ibu Toure on the second attempt. That one looked like it was heading for the corner.
A change being made by Aldershot. I think Tommy Widdrington can see the early signs that there's a possibility they might get overrun here.
Yeah, I think it's Jack Barham. I think it's coming on. Yeah, it is. So Jack Barham, who scored 4 goals at Swindon in the last round, is being replaced by Kwame Thomas, who is a former League 2 striker. Really, he's dropped to this level to come here. So they've lost one of their top scorers off the pitch, and it's only taken to 53 minutes for them to make that change. But Thomas is a player who came up against Stockport in his time at Wrexham in the National League, and Aldershot have a throw-in down their right.
I think, Robin, with that kind of substitution, you've got to look at it. Yeah, I'm looking at the activity on the bench, and straight away Barham's got himself wrapped up. I think that might be just protecting him. I think he might have had a conversation with the manager. He's got a bag of ice here now. I think the manager must have said his hamstring was tight or something's tight at half-time. He said, go on, I'll give you the first 10 minutes to see if you can run it off. It clearly hasn't happened.
Throw in to County after Aldershot lost it, and Pye just drifts over the halfway line to the left into Roden Bailey, who just peels away from Frost and then goes out to this left-hand side. Nice bit of trickery from Toure. Overlap coming now from Bailey. Inside into the penalty area. Madden, just a little dink forward. He couldn't find anybody. Paddy Madden into the gloves of the Dutchman Van Stappersroof. And now Aldershot try and work their way back into it. 9 minutes of the second half played. Aldershot 1, Stockport 2, with Robin Gray and Phil Brown on BBC Radio Manchester and the BBC Sport website and app. Don't forget Manchester City against Tottenham to come at 4:30. That one with Mike Mine and Nicky Weaver, and that is available on the BBC Sport website and app and on BBC Sounds as well.
If you've got young lads and lasses watching games like this, you know, whatever level you're going to play at, just you've got to keep your eyes on likes of Paddy Madden. If you want to play as a striker, just keep your eyes on Paddy Madden. He's such a clever player. He gets into pockets of space. He obviously, when Stockport have got the ball, but when Aldershot have got the ball, he gets into pockets of space, and it's very difficult to pick him up.
Long ball into no man's land by Aldershot, drifts out for a goal kick. They were looking down the right channel. The other thing I was going to say, Phil, is such is the way the National League is now, that teams at that level, and it's not just your Wrexham and Notts Counties from last season, there are teams who are paying some serious wages, and they're teams who've got bigger budgets than League 2 sides. So is it no surprise in some ways that this game has looked like that these two sides could have been in the same division?
It's no surprise that I think Premier League managers are letting players go to the National League just to get what I used to call put a bit of wool on their back, you know, a bit of experience, you know, coming to places like Aldershot with managers like Tommy Widdrington and playing the right type of football, because you wouldn't send, say, for instance, a Brighton player or a Brentford player or anybody down south here, you wouldn't send them to an Aldershot if they weren't playing the right way. That's a couple of boxes that you do tick.
Oh, good ball from Powell. Toure in behind. Out comes the goalkeeper. It comes against Toure, though, then smashed away by Glover. That was an excellent pass from Nick Powell, the sort of ability that he was signed to bring. Then it goes back out to the left hand side with Toure, and then Harries just has a chance to pass it away, and Kobe Rose in there as well. And now they break down the right hand side here. Noyle, now here comes Wootton into the penalty area, and that's smashed out by Harries. So that is a throw into Stockport County on their right.
Another example there where I'm talking about a centre-half stepping in. I know Kyle Noyle wears the number 2, but he stepped in there with the kind of quality that he had at Swindon Town as a fullback. He steps in there, he should feel free to go in there all day long with 2 centre-halves and a sitting midfield player. Cottrell's doing the job that Akil Wright was doing when he was on the field of play. He does the sitting role, and it's still got 3v2 situation on the halfway line. So you're not really taking a chance too much by stepping in. You're actually taking the game to Aldershot, and you're 2-1 up.
The attendance 4,756, and the away following from Stockport today, of course, limited in these games because of how many tickets can be sold at grounds like this. 363 Stockport County fans who, I'm pleased to say, are shielded just from the rain which continues to pour here in Aldershot.
There's an area just to their left-hand side, isn't it? That's open stand and that's open gain. If the weather's like this, it's horrendous.
Of course, if you're at Stockport County, of course you got the end, the railway end, where of course you've got no roof on it either. If you're an away fan, sometimes when they do get put in that part of the ground anyway. Here comes. We just had a little stoppage in play there. It's Carl Noyle just getting a bit of treatment, I think. And there's another player down as well, actually. Yeah, is that Macaulay? No, it's Ethan Pye, isn't it?
Ethan Pye, yeah. He's gone down a couple of times. He's been caught a couple of times in our first half in the penalty box. But he's gone down grasping his, I think it was his thigh.
Just a reminder of the options on the bench. Goalkeeper-wise, Jordan Smith, but outfield players we're more likely to see: Horsfall, Sarcevic, Croasdale, Pond, Alafe, Me and Johnson. So
Strong
throw
bench.
into, it is, yeah, throw into Stockport County on the right. And I think we are going to see a change here, actually. Yeah, Fraser Horsfall's going to come on for Ethan Pye. It's taken short towards Powell, this throw-in. Was lost, though, and cleared by Aldershot. Up it goes, where Cotterill's in there. How do you think he's done, Joel Cotterill, coming on? He's only made one start in his time in outside of the EFL Trophy anyway for Stockport County. How do you think he's done since coming on for Akil Wright?
If I described his performance as anonymous at the moment, what I mean by that is he's there, you can see him, he's a present there, and he's a stopper at the moment. He needs to get on the ball more to enjoy his game, and I think he's there probably to stop, if he can do, Stokes playing, and keep the ball, of course, and he's doing both of them in a fairly anonymous way.
That change made then for Stockport County. Fraser Horsfall on, which means Neil Byrne will play at the left now of that back three. So they do lose a bit of dribbling ability from the back three through losing Ethan Pye. Here's Odin Bailey now in a central position. Look for Southam Hales down the right, and it's cleared away by Aldershot down their left now. Talaj does well, keeps it. Pass down the line towards Thomas. Horsfall with him. Horsfall will see it out of play. Haven't seen a lot from Thomas since he's coming on, a lot really from Aldershot. But we've had 59 minutes. It's still Aldershot 1, Stockport 2. And you're in the company of Robin Gray alongside the former Premier League bosses, Phil Brown.
I think that goal has definitely took the steam out of the game. You know, it's not so much of a cup tie now. It's certainly a team playing at a higher level than Aldershot Town. But it looks like it's took the wind out the sails of Aldershot. They were much better in the first half, technically and tactically. But this half doesn't seem to be the same Aldershot Town.
Noyle over the halfway line. Talaj with the tackle. He's done really well, actually. He's won the ball there. And Willard now coming forward. This is Frost. 30 yards from goal. Opens up for Frost. Down the right they go to Thomas. Pulled back. Stokes. Oh, it might come to Talaj. He stuck his left boot at it just inside the box. And it's spun over the bar. But Aldershot looking dangerous there down the right.
It was almost after you, Claude, wasn't it? They had 2 or 3 opportunities to shoot there. And when the shot did actually come, it was a forced shot. You know, he had to take it too early. And his technique wasn't quite there to keep the ball down below the crossbar, but warning signs to a certain extent.
So County just play their way out of the defence now, and Horsfall finds a pass up to Carl Wootton. Wootton then down the right to Noyle. Nick Powell's broken free. Lovely back heel. Wootton now 30 yards from goal to Odin Bailey. Edge of the D. Bailey looks to try and put in Wootton. And then Bailey gets it again and puts the shot in. And it deflects off the right knee of Cian Harries and goes through to the goalkeeper.
He did everything he possibly could, Odin Bailey, to stay on his feet to get the shot off. But I'm telling you, if he had took the opportunity to go to ground, he would have given the referee a big decision to make, because it looked like it could have been a penalty there.
Free kick to Aldershot, pushing the back from Neil Byrne on Thomas. So free kick, it's just inside the Aldershot half. And we've had 61 minutes. It's still Aldershot 1, Stockport 2 in the FA Cup on BBC Radio Manchester and BBC Sounds. Manchester City against Tottenham on the way from 4:30. Build up from that will start at the end of this game, and you got Mike Miney and the former City goalkeeper Nicky Weaver with you this afternoon. Ball now down the left with Glover. More rain comes in. It starts to really pour here. Back to Harfield, left-hand side, halfway inside the Stockport half. They've got to be careful here, has Tommy Willard. But back to Harfield. If they can get an angle or try and get it in the box here. Glover chips the ball through. That was a poor option, really, because Willard was never going to get there. So goal kick to Stockport County and Ben Hinchliffe.
Not quite the same team second half, but so long as the game stays at 2-1, they'll have something to aim for. If Stockport got a third goal, I think it would be party over, game over. Stockport against West Bromwich Albion in the next round, but so long as it stays 2-1, they've always got a chance.
Aldershot have actually either just give away a free kick inside their own half. They've won the majority of these games when these two sides have met. 24 they've won, Stockport won 16, and there have been 16 draws. And they have also Aldershot, of course, been at this level now since they entered administration in 2013. They were, though, had some time in League Two, you may remember as well. Ball now with Horsfall at the back. Carl Noyle just passes it back to him. The game has definitely slowed down, but it couldn't have been played at the pace we had in those first 15 minutes all day long. Frost now steers the ball out right towards Minoga. Lovely play from him coming forward. Oh, nice. He's rolled the ball round of Nick Powell there, but Nick Powell with a good tackle, a couple of good tackles for him. Then Minoga with a tackle in. Horsfall's got to be careful. Talaj is on his heels, and Hinchcliffe plays it out to the right of Carl Noyle, and Talaj is all over him here. He's trying to get there, and he might have committed the foul, has he? No, throw in. Blimey. Well, Stockport aren't happy about that. Dave Chandler goes berserk off the bench. You can't believe that's not a free kick. Then it's now with Stokes. Oh, and the ball hits the referee. Back to Willard. Back out to the left-hand side. Here come Aldershot now. They are a goal down on the scoreline. It's 2-1 to Stockport. In terms of getting back into this game, then the ball now has to be worked back towards Rowe, the towering centre-back.
If they scored in this attack, would the referee get an assist? That's what I'm asking.
He might claim it. They're going forward with Glover now, down the left. They went right, now they go left again. Harfield on the overlap down the right, down the left, level with the edge of the penalty area. They're just being a little bit more patient here, though, with Harries. Although this time he goes long. He boots it up towards Thomas. Thomas header on. Talaj is in here. Oh, he misses his kick and he's offside anyway.
It's a good job he is offside because it's a great little big man, little man combination. The ball went into the new player on the new kid on the block. He looks a big unit. And Talaj just playing around and waiting for him to win the header. He got the header and he just drifted offside, but he missed his kick completely. It's a good job for him. The linesman's flag went up.
And Fraser Horsfall now brings it out. Team news on the way very shortly. Then from the Etihad Stadium. Ball now back with Stockport County. They lead 2-1 in the FA Cup, and as it stands, they're going to the Hawthorns. Oh, it's lost by Cotter, and it was a good job that a referee did give a free kick, because Stokes would have been away there. Free kick to County, then inside the Aldershot half, Phil Brown.
Just getting away with one or two little free kicks. I mean, just little nudges, little pulls of the shirt. If he does actually miss one of them, it was a 3v2 situation against Stockport County.
Left-hand side with Torre, then Odin Bailey now down the left. He is offside, so another offside. 65 minutes played. Still, it is Stockport who lead 2-1. More scores to tell you about this afternoon. Bournemouth 2, Aston Villa 1. It's still Chelsea 2, Brighton 1. Liverpool are still locked 2-2 with Fulham. West Ham 1, Crystal Palace 1. And elsewhere in the FA Cup, the other games today, Eastleigh 1, Reading 1 now, and Chesterfield lead Leyton Orient 1-0. Chesterfield are the same league as Aldershot. Aldershot win a free kick. Stokes was just drifting in from the right in the centre circle. Tommy Widrington just has a little shout at his winger as he gets soaked with rain. No hood up.
As you've made reference to the coaches there, it's almost like at half-time, I think Dave Chandler would have gone in there and not given a verbal, not gone ballistic, but you know, waking up your ideas for the first 10-15 minutes of this second half, and the game could be over. We could be in the FA Cup third round, and that's exactly what happened. For 10-15 minutes, Stockport were a different creature to what they were in the first half, and they showed they flexed their muscles to a certain extent. They showed that they were a team from a higher division. They've just settled down again, and it looks to me as if they've drifted back into what they were playing in the first half. Is you have it, we have it. You have it, we have it.
Cottrell, the substitute, on loan from Swansea. He's actually the cousin of David Cottrell. Oh, Woodson tries to get this from his long ball here, can't. David Cottrell, of course, the former Wales international footballer. And now Aldershot bring it out from the back and bring it to Frost, although Thomas loses it. And this is Woodson now, halfway inside the Aldershot half in a central position. Looking to steer it out right or left. He goes left because he drags it to Madden. He's peeled out on that left-hand side. Cuts in on his right foot, Madden. And he's going to find Noyle coming forward as an extra option here from right centre-back. Southam Hales on the wing-back. Crossed in, headed away. Good header away from Aldershot. And then Aldershot try and break with Thomas. And they're away down the left here, Talaj. The man over in the centre, Stokes, if he can find him. And he might do here. Stokes are on goal. Is it 2-2? It is! It's a wonderful goal goal on the break from Aldershot. Talage down the left, and it's that man again, Josh Stokes, 19 years of age, 2 goals in the FA Cup, and it's 2-2 between Aldershot and Stockport.
You have to watch this, I'm telling you, it's absolute top quality. They broke again, they were defending for their lives so that they didn't go 3-1 down, and what they got away with, the first pass, the second pass was outstanding. Toes put his straight partner in, and I tell you what, the finishes of a higher class. This player's played at a higher level, Stokes, and you can tell he showed all the composure, waited for the goalkeeper to go to ground, and he put it into the middle of the goal, top corner, whichever one he could. Great finish, level game, and game on again.
Josh Stokes, the thorn in Stockport County's side. Stockport were behind. We're leading 2-1, and now we're back at 2-2 on 68 minutes. After this game, we'll be at the Etihad Stadium, Manchester City against Tottenham, and with the team news, it's Mike Miney.
Pep Guardiola's made 3 changes. Ortega out in the goal, so Edison starts for Manchester City. Lewis and Grealish also replaced for Alvarez and Doku, who impressed on Tuesday night in the comeback win over Leipzig. Edison in goal, Walker, Akanji, Diaz and Vardiol, an unchanged back 4. Bernardo and Rodri hold the midfield. Foden, Alvarez and Doku sit just behind Erling Haaland.
Mike, thank you. Nicky Weaver's alongside him at 4:30. It's on BBC Sounds on the BBC Sport website and app as well. Southern Mails down the right as Stockport get us back underway. Then Powell into Wootton. It breaks for Powell. Oh, and he's Odin Bailey. Is it 3-2? It's not. It's a wonderful save at the near post. He got it on the right-hand side of the box, did Bailey. And out came the goalkeeper, Van Strappershoef, to stop him. Then the corner taken really quickly. Bailey in the penalty area again, across goal. Oh, and it's towed away by a defender. Cottrell again, belted away by Aldershot. They try and get away through Talage. There's flares that have gone off in the other end of the ground as well, because he's smoke going up. I think that was from the Aldershot end when they scored. And goodness me, Phil Brown, this game suddenly feels like it's burst into life at 2-2.
It looked as if Stockport County had conscience again, had been pricked. They were a better team than what you know who they're playing against, but they're level. It's 2-2, but they've gone into action again and just showed what they're capable of. If they get that right in the final third, they'll still win the game. But that little bit of quality in the final third, unfortunately, fell to Odin Bailey on his right foot.
Oh, here's Bailey on his right foot. Good save, beaten away by the goalkeeper. He wanted it on his left, but he came in towards the D from that left-hand side. Right-footed shot, heading towards the goalkeeper's left corner and palmed away.
We've seen a couple of gears from Stockport County. We've seen a gear where they're playing, waiting for something to happen. It happened in the first half, and it was to Aldershot's favour.
Oh, is that a handball from Wootton? It is. Long throw taken into the box. Did look like he got it with his hands. So 2-2, 20 minutes to go. It's delicately poised, this, Phil Brown.
It is delicately poised. And again, if Stockport keep on that same kind of quality that they've just showed in the last couple of minutes, since the Aldershot equaliser, they should have enough to win the game.
West Brom away, the winner will get 2 from this game. Here's a chance now from the free kick then for Van Strappershoef to clear it. Headed back forward by Horsfall. Back up to Thomas though, and Aldershot very tidy in possession. That's really lovely ball inside. Now coming over the halfway line to Frost in his yellow boots. Can he drill a shot? Goodness gracious me. He's ballooned that. It's gone into the crowd. I thought it was heading over the stand towards your car for a minute there, Phil.
Curse of the commentator again. Just tidy play, and then all of a sudden we've seen the worst pass of the day. And it was a driven ball instead of a quality cross. It was driven. And like you say, nearly into the car park.
We know your car, that's where you'll be heading after, isn't it? Where you're parked. So. Yeah. Phil Brown, if you're not aware, didn't catch us at half-time there. I was in Guildford at 1:20 this afternoon, but he made it here on time. The true pro that you are. You've never been late for a game, have you?
Oh, no. Never ever say that. Because the next one will be the late one, won't it? Guaranteed.
Throw into Aldershot on the right. It's their fans that can hear singing, not the 363 as Stockport was silenced by that goal at 2-2. They've got to be careful here, though. They've lost it. Aldershot, Madden, edge of the penalty area. Paddy Madden across to Nick Powell, and he drills a shot in. He went for the near post, and it was tipped away by Strappershoef, and it was a really good work from County. Powell probably should have scored there, but Aldershot caught at the back playing silly balls.
Almost a gift, wasn't it? And it was Powell that latched onto it. He gave the ball to Paddy Madden. Paddy had a choice to go left-hand side to Wootton or right-hand side to Powell. I thought he played the right pass, to be fair, and I thought he should have scored as well, but the keeper pulled the save off.
Southam Hales with a corner on Stockport's right. 72 on the clock. It's 2-2. It's towards Madden. Bounces down. It's Powell who got on it, and it's grazed that post in the end. Edge of the 6-yard area. Downward header just to the left of that far post.
What a great chance. It's a 6-yard box, and again it's a wonderful ball in by Southam Hales, and it's out-swinging corner, but he's made it into the 6-yard box. It shows you the kind of pace, and there was 5 or 6 players went up for it together, and you can see just walking past us Nick Powell how big he is. He's a tall, lanky, rangy kind of mover, and he got a free header in the 6-yard box, and he's glanced it wide of the far post.
Goal kick for Aldershot. Can't see any changes yet. We've obviously had a few in the game. 2 for County. 1 when Akil Wright was dragged off, and then Ethan Pye injured. So Horsefall on, as is Cotterill. Just the one with Thomas coming on for Barham. Here's Talaj in a central position now for Aldershot. They're going down the left again, which is where they've caused a lot of problems. This is Glover looking on the overlap now towards the corner flag with Harfield. Harfield whips it into the box. It might break here nicely. It's Stokes again. Oh, he's pulled a save from Hinchliffe. Stokes on his left foot. Then Stockport try and clear. It breaks to the edge of the box. Willow with a shot, and it's driven down by County, who then come away at the other end with Madden, and then he's just to have fouled the defender, the towering Rowe. So free kick to Aldershot in their own half. Goodness gracious me, though, I thought for a minute that 19-year-old Josh Stokes was going to have an FA Cup hat-trick.
He could have quite easily, couldn't he? And he could have had it, not saying in the first half, but he showed enough quality. And I'll go back to the days when we were playing at Bolton Wanderers in a cup run, and certain people catch your eye in cup runs. And we had Jason McAteer at the time. He caught the eye of Liverpool, and he got a move based on a good cup run. And it could be the same with Josh Stokes.
You wouldn't be surprised if we see him move on, and perhaps even in January.
He's got great quality. You can see he's got great quality.
10 goals before today. He's now on 12. Free kick for Aldershot, then taken from the left, punted into the area, then cleared away by County. Harfield just heads it to his left, and then Glover inside from the left-hand side. This is just inside Stockport's half. 2-2 it is. 74.5 minutes on the clock here on BBC Radio Manchester and BBC Sounds. Rowe whips a pass down the right-hand side to Frost. Frost back to Rowe. So Aldershot just in the possession with the ball at their back here. They go left towards Thomas. Thomas tries to nod it on. It breaks of Stokes, though. 30 yards from goal. Over to the left where Glover is. Glover approaching the penalty area onto his right foot. He's got Stokes with him. Stokes on his right foot. Just poised and waiting. They slow it down here, Aldershot. It's 2-2. Talaj down the left, and they are the side who are pressing here. Back to Glover. Glover then checks in. Oh, that's a... Well, it was deemed a good challenge by Southam Hales in the end. Ball then bounces towards the halfway line. The pitch is getting a little bit, well, soggy would be the word, I think, Phil Brown. The ball not bouncing brilliantly in a lot of areas anymore.
Good old-fashioned pitch. Should be able to take the weather, but every so often, a deluge like we're having, it's just going the worst the way for... Well, I was going to say good to soft, but now it's soft.
Nick Powell with the ball in his own half, plays it back to Southam Hales. It's very difficult to know which way this is going to go, Phil.
It is. And I tell you, if you're talking about some talisman, you've got to say that Stokes will be hungry to get his hat-trick. He's looking for the ball, he's looking to get on the ball, and he's certainly, when he gets in and around that penalty box, he won't be looking to pass it, that's for sure.
Manchester City against Tottenham on the way from 4:30 at the Etihad Stadium. Mike Miney and Nicky Weaver, and that is on BBC Sounds as well this afternoon. Up towards Carl Wootton now. Wootton back to Southam Hales. Southam Hales looks for Madden, who wasn't on his bike, ready to get on the end of that. He tried it outside of the boot, hit into the penalty area, and Aldershot bring the ball away, and they have possession, and we've got 14 minutes to play of what has been a fantastic cup tie for the neutrals, perhaps for both of these sides, home fans and away fans, not the easiest of watches at times.
It can't be the easiest watch for Stockport County because you go 1-0 down and you get to a level game.
Talaj to Willard, looks for the 1-2 with Talaj, Horsfall across to win it and wins a free kick.
And then you go 2-1 up and it gets to a level game and you're thinking to yourself, are they going to go happy? Are they going to go home happy? The long road back to Stockport. Are they going to go happy? Are they going to go replay? Or is it going to be a home win? And I can't call it.
Would they take a replay now with 13 minutes to go at 2-2?
I don't think Dave Challoner would. I think he'd like to get back on that winning trail. And he's got an opportunity with, 14, 15 minutes to go. He's still got enough quality on the field to play. Doesn't look like we're going to see Sarcevic, which I thought we might do.
Yeah, he's just back from injury, and Bailey has the ball on the left-hand side. Potentially he's who he might come on for. He tried to backheel it and then came off a Bailey last, actually. So it's a throw in to Aldershot on their right-hand side, and the fullback Minoga going to take it. Other options for County on the bench then, who we haven't seen. Alfie Ponder, youngster, Ashton Mee and Cody Johnson. Probably unlikely to see those players, but a three we might. Atanto Alafe, Ryan Crosdale and Anthony Sarcevic.
Well, it depends on which way the game goes, you know. If Stockport went to 2 and 3 and 4, you would put the young players on, just give them a little feel of a game.
Ball from the cross away, and now Aldershot have it. Back with Glover. Glover with a long ball, looks towards Thomas. Thomas is going to leap with Horsfall. Free kick given, Phil Brown.
No, it looks as if it's going to stay 2-2 going into the last 10 minutes of the game. If anything, you'd see the senior players come on. You'd see one or two that can actually win a game for Stockport County. Alafi being one of them, Sarcevic being another. But at the moment, it's looking finely poised. And as we've said 2 or 3 times now, which way it's going to go, we don't know.
Ball at the back then with Stockport. Fraser Horsfall just drifts over the halfway line. And he's stopped by Stokes and he ends up being fouled. Stokes goes absolutely nuts. And he has pulled Stokes over. He might get a yellow card for dissent here. He did shout something back at the referee.
He showed a decent side to his game there, you know, tracking back, centre half decides to step in. Manager must have said to him, make sure you track runners, but he's got himself booked there because maybe the temperament side is the reason why he's playing at this level. If he can hold himself together both with and without the ball, then there's every chance he can play at a higher level for sure.
Free kick to Stockport then. It's to the right of the halfway line, a few yards in front of that in the Aldershot half. 11 minutes to play of normal time. Aldershot 2, Stockport 2, with Robin Gray and the former Premier League boss Phil Brown on BBC Radio Manchester. Southam Hales drives the ball to the left-hand side of the box. Headed back across goal. Bounces down for Wootton. Madden with a left-footed strike. Oh, just wide. It was a lovely little layoff from Wootton. Edge of the D. Madden with his left foot through it, and it just went a couple of yards wide of that left-hand post. 2
strikers known exactly both the games. You know, the ball goes into Wootton straight away. Paddy Madden got around him, knew his hold-up play was going to be round about 75-80% today. His hold-up play has been good, but that's a good ball into the box. Held the ball up, laid it off to Paddy Madden, who swung the left foot at it. How many times you've seen that hit the back of the net? And it's just gone wide of this left-hand post.
Van Stappershoef clears it from the goal kick. Powell then on the second ball, hoists it forward. And then missed kicks in the midfield. Cottrell wins it. This could break for County here. Powell over the halfway line into Madden. Madden tries to wrong foot the defender, goes back to the goalkeeper again. Goodness me, he just didn't want to clear it. And they're giving it away here because of that. Ball back into the area, smashed away from Harries up towards Thomas. Thomas trying to get round Noyle. Thomas still going. Free kick given against Thomas. And this home side go nuts at that. They think it should have been the other way.
Well, it ended up going the other way, but at the start, I've got to say it looked like Thomas had a hold of Kyle Noyle to start off with, and then after that it was certainly the other way around, but he definitely got the first free kick.
We're going to see changes for Stockport County here with 9 minutes of normal time left. 2-2 it is, and Nick Powell's coming off. He applauds the Stockport fans over in that far corner to our left, and Anthony Sarcevic is going to replace him. And the other change is going to be Tanto Alafe for Paddy Madden, who, of course, in this game has been crucial. He scored another FA Cup goal and put them in front. So Alafe for Madden and Sarcevic for Powell.
Makes sense to me that it's not just got fresh legs written on it for the last 10 minutes. It's actually got good experience, good quality, and that front three now are quite capable of stepping up the pressure on Aldershot Town and making sure, by the way, defensively that Stockport are okay. They've got enough quality now in the final third to go and win this game.
In the FA Cup, Eastleigh have beaten Reading 2-1. In the Premier League, Bournemouth 2, Villa 1, Chelsea 3, Brighton 1, Liverpool 2, Fulham 2, and West Ham 1, Crystal Palace 1. Noyle down the right now for Stockport County. Swings across in, it's over Alafe, it's towards Wootton. Alafe with the header, and it's right into the hands of the goalkeeper. It was just underneath the bar. Already, though, Tanto Alafe in his pink boots, adding another option up front.
Great ball in by Kyle Noyle, again showing his full-back qualities. He got down the lane on the right-hand side. Sutherland Hill has gone inside, and he chipped it. He didn't whip it into the near post. He actually chipped it into the middle of the goal because he knew the quality in the penalty box. The size of Kyle Wootton for a start off, but Alafi, his movement and his tenacity to get on the end of things, I think it's there for everybody to see.
Throw in to Aldershot on the left. They win that from the goal kick. Harfield coming over to take it. Manchester City against Spurs on the way from half-4. And at the moment it's Aldershot 2, Stockport 2 in the FA Cup second round. The winner of this, which may be decided in 10 days' time back at Edgeley Park, the way it's going at 2-2, will play West Brom away. Player down for Aldershot. The fans behind that goal won a free kick, but Southam Hales wins a throw-in on the right-hand side off Glover, and Dave Chandler just has a little chat. Can see him in his dugout with Clint Hill alongside him, and throw-in now for County in their mint away kit. Back to the pink goalkeeper jersey of Ben Hinchliffe, who goes long towards Wootton. He's done some good hold-up play in this last few moments. Sarcevic looks over the top for Alafe. Oh, goodness me, that was interesting. It just was scuffed by Harries, and straight away Alafe was after it, but it's into the hands of the goalkeeper, Phil Brown.
Chases lost causes, Alafi. You know, Chris Packets, we used to say on a windy day, he chases everything, that lad. And he's gone after it because he thought the goalkeeper couldn't pick it up.
Frost at the other end for Aldershot, puts the ball across goal, and it's cleared away by Kyle Noyle. It was a funny shape he cleared it, though, because he was backing, and he didn't want to use his left foot, so he had to curl it away towards the corner flag with his right foot, and he does concede a corner on Aldershot's right.
He was just stretching off a minute ago, Kyle Noyle. I know he hasn't played too many games from the start of late, but it just shows you the ground, first and foremost, the weather conditions. You know, he was freezing yesterday, but now it's wet and rainy, and the pitch has certainly gone soft, but he was stretching his calf there, and it just shows you it's hitting him from a physical point of view. It's been a good battle.
Harfield's corner then from the right, 2-2 in the FA Cup. Will there be a late winner in these final 5.5 minutes of normal time? Harfield has spent a lot of the game taking corners and in-swing. He's got a wicked left foot, and he's just putting the pitch back together, I think, by the corner flag there. There's a lot of pushing and shoving in the area, though. The referee wants a word with, I think it's Kyle Noyle, isn't it?
Kyle Noyle and Tolaj. I think they've just been, it's like cat and mouse. They're trying to get loose. They're trying to get Tolaj is in. He's trying to get away from the grip of Kyle Noyle. Kyle's got to watch himself here. If he puts his hands on him here, it could be a penalty.
So we wait for the corner again. Harfield over it. Full Aldershot curled in towards the penalty spot. Hinchliffe gathers it well. Tanto Alafe's off it. That's what they search for, but the clearance from Hinchliffe, he's absolutely scuffed that, and it's come spinning out just in front of us on Aldershot's left. Throw in for their home side in their own half.
Robin, that's called movement and counter movement. What he did, Alafi, great movement. He came down to the right-hand side, the left-hand side, and that's the one that the goalkeeper bought, and he checked his run and went to the left-hand side. If the goalkeeper had just waited a second, he would have had acres of space in behind the Aldershot defence.
And then what's been said to warrant a yellow card for Tommy Widrington's assistant in the Aldershot dugout, but it has been given. So, did you tell what was going on there? I can't understand why there'd be frustration there from the Aldershot throw as they get it back down the line once again where Harfield took it from.
I think they're both ex-players, Tommy and his assistant manager, and they're both desperate to get over the line. 2-2, would they take it? Absolutely. Would they take a 3-2? They think they can win it, that's the thing. And I think that's what they're looking at. Can we win this game of football? But they've underestimated the front three of Stockport County now.
Lovely work from Alafe onto his left foot, curls around a couple of players, draws the foul as well. Free kick to Stockport County, just inside the Aldershot half. It was terrific there from the former Millwall and Sutton man. And Southam Hales will have a chance with this free kick. It's just in from the right, so it's not the perfect crossing position, but it's wide enough, you'd think, to get some sort of decent delivery in here. We've got 3.5 minutes left of normal time. Aldershot 2, Stockport 2. Robin Gray and Phil Brown, the former Premier League boss, seeing you through these closing stages. Southam Hales over it now. We're ready to go. The referee blows the whistle. Whips it in towards the far post, rising his horseful. He goes down, nothing doing, says the referee. And now Minoga tries to gallop down the right for Aldershot. Long ball towards Talaj. And then County win the second ball through Bailey and try and play their way downfield again. Here's Sarcevic now, the substitute. Checks in onto his right and then goes back to his left foot. Ibu Toure in from the left-hand side. Movement in the centre, though. Comes on the edge of the box. Back heel from Sarcevic, but he couldn't find Wootton to his left. Talaj, lovely pass inside. Stokes now checks inside of Cotterill. Lovely play from the youngster who scored 2 goals. And Talaj just goes down. He couldn't quite keep it. Now Sarcevic at the other end. Alafe in the box, right hand side. Tanto Alafe is saved by the chest of the goalkeeper, straight at him. Shot driven in from the right hand side of the 6-yard box. And then Thomas goes down. He wins a free kick. End to end. 2 minutes of normal time left. And still it's 2-2.
It almost just went like a proper FA Cup tie there for a few minutes. One of end-to-end stuff. 1 minute, Stockport County were having a great chance. Next minute, Aldershot on the attack. Then the next minute again, Stockport County. And Alafi had the best chance of the 3. And it was a good save from the goalkeeper. It was straight down his throat, if truth be known.
So Aldershot now with the free kick just inside their own half. Are we heading for a replay, or will West Brom's opponents in the FA Cup third round be decided today? It's Aldershot 2, Stockport 2, delicately poised as we enter the final 90 seconds of normal time. Harry's then with the free kick towards the area, and Talaj went jumping up, goes out of play for a Stockport goal kick.
It's again, I'm not saying it's finally poised now because there's 88 minutes on the clock. You'd be a brave man to call the winner now. You're probably staring desperately at a draw, but the front 3, I keep on saying it, the front 3 is Stockport County. What a pull down that is by Kyle Wootton.
Yeah, he's done brilliantly. He's turned round the defender, Harries, and he's got a free kick here. I think Harries is heading for a booking. It's in a good area, this. Perhaps would have been Nick Powell territory. Southam Hales is over. It's just to the right-hand side, though. Probably more of a crossing opportunity. And Stockport County with a big opportunity here, Phil Brown.
What I was going to say, the front 3 are quite capable of opening any door, and I'm talking about the door of a second division team or a first division team or even a National League team. This front 3, Sarcevic, particularly when he gets the ball at his feet, is very, very creative, but Alafi is dynamite when he comes on the field of play.
Yeah, and last season used more as an impact sub. This year has been very much a starter for Dave Challoner's side. So Southam Hales over the ball here. He's been a key part of them this side this season. Back from injury, killed into the box, headed away on the edge of the box from Aldershot. Then Toure tries to go down the left. He's charged down by Minoga, but Toure has another go at this. Great recovering challenge there from Minoga, and we've got 6 minutes added time, so strap yourselves in. There's a bit of a roar from the home crowd. We're heading for a replay as it stands, but Stockport on the attack down the left now. Bailey to, eventually it comes to Toure, inside to Bailey, place it off to Sarcevic, left-hand side of the box, back to Bailey. Oh, it came off his right shin, so he couldn't get the shot away, it bobbled away from him. Then Thomas has it now, bounces down, he loses it just. Then Wootton tries to turn around the defender. This is Cotterill into Bailey. It's all getting a bit scrappy. The panic station's there a bit because now Aldershot give it away. And here comes Ibu Toure for Stockport. Are they heading for a late winner? Dave Challoner's side in the FA Cup. They're desperate to reach the third round. They did it last season, but they've not managed it in back-to-back seasons since 2007. This is Bailey now in from the left-hand side. The ball has been stuck out on that part of the pitch for the last 30 seconds or so. A minute of the 6 gone. Now it's over to Bailey again. Curls it in. It's over Alafe. It's towards Wootton. He chests it down. Southam Hales is in there. Wootton as well. Sarcevic with the shot. And he smashes it over the bar. It fell on the edge of the box. He put his foot through it and a couple of yards over the bar.
To be fair, you mentioned it. We've been staring at you're talking about the right-hand side goal, the right-hand side penalty box, the one that Stockport's attacking for the last couple of minutes because it's been non-stop attacking. And when the ball fell to Sarcevic there, I thought, here we go, great substitution. He's back for Stockport County, bringing that quality in the final third, but he's ballooned it over the crossbar. Poor finish from Sarcevic.
Manchester City against Tottenham is on the way at 4:30. If it's anything like this game, it'd be a good one for the neutrals.
Absolutely.
Aldershot 2, Stockport 2 in the FA Cup. Mike Money and Nicky Weaver to come. And Liverpool 2, Fulham 3 as a later score as well. They're going to be a late... just having a bit of a drinks break here, some of the Aldershot players. I thought there was a sub. I think it's the fans just saying, we're going to get behind you here into the closing stages. It's also Chesterfield 1, Leyton Orient 0 in the FA Cup, so that'll be a shock. National League side Chesterfield. Don't forget Aldershot 6th in the National League, and they have pushed Stockport County all the way here as Minoga still receives some treatment. 2-2, and we will probably have more than 6 added minutes now.
Minoga's gone down. It's a sign of a commitment. You know, the commitment that both teams have we've scored. And it's coincidental that both number 2s are going down having treatment. Kyle Noyle, about 5 minutes ago, I think there was a little bit of cramp. It certainly looks like cramp because he's gone through the mill as well for Aldershot Town.
Interesting when Tommy Widrington, the boss who was saying earlier, he's been involved in football at many levels. He once played with Alan Shearer. He's now at this level in the National League. He was at Bristol Rovers. And his son, well, one of his sons plays for them. He's injured today. And the other son is on Strictly Come Dancing as a professional dancer.
Talented group.
Smashed out a play from Harry's. But my point after the Strictly Come Dancing reference was that he's only made one change in this game.
Absolutely. It's a strange one, isn't it?
Cottrell now in from the left-hand side for Stockport. They're going to throw in as we get back underway.
And that was the striker that was having an influence in the first half, but he brought him off very early in the second half. Replaced him with a striker who's had an influence on the game, to be fair.
Cottrell now just over the centre circle. Looks for the pass into Wootton. The substitute, the Swansea loanee for Stockport. And now Thomas, that substitute Phil mentioned, just comes away. Glover then passes inside. And are Aldershot going to have another go at getting a winner here? Ball inside. It's through Frost. It's broken nearly to Talaj. It didn't quite in the end. Ibitore's got it at the back for Stockport. And they will come forward now. Hinchliffe drives a long ball towards Wootton. It was over his head, though. Second ball gathered by the head of Anthony Sarcevic. And Wootton just peels inside from the right. Horsfall passes it just a few yards ahead of into the right channel of Odin Bailey. Now with Southam Hales, level the edge of the penalty area down the right. Noyle looking for the overlap. Ball will go out. That will be a goal kick. We have had just over 4 minutes of the added 6, but I reckon we're on for 7 or 8 here, given the injury that we saw to Minoga.
I think this is going to be a draw. I know I'm calling it a little bit late now when you're talking about 5 minutes into the 6 supposedly at the end, and I agree with you, there probably will be 7 or 8, but it's definitely both sides have given their all, there's no doubt about it. It's not been a boring 2-2 draw, that's for sure. Both sides have committed to the cause, and I don't think anybody deserves to win, if truth be known.
And we have to remember, this is an Aldershot side that's not surprising they play well against Stockport today. They scored 7 goals away at Swindon in the first round.
6th in the National League and 7 goals away at Swindon. Tommy's got something going here. One of it's definitely organisation, and the second part of it, I say he's got a front three that's going to create and score goals at any level. And you've got to mention, I mean, Josh Stokes. He's been a rare sight, you know, when you see an FA Cup tie and you see a number 10 that plays like a number 10. He's actually got a hold of this game by the scruff of the neck, and he's been not unlucky because he's probably in a team that's going to play in another game in the FA Cup, which will be a replay.
Free kick on the left-hand side for Ibutore. And I think it's Liverpool 4, Fulham 3. Goodness gracious me, what a game at Anfield. 2-2 here between Aldershot and Stockport. Torre over the free kick just inside the Aldershot half towards the far post. Horse falls up there, heads it back across goal. Alafe nearly under it, comes off the post. Sarcevic back there. This is a chance now for him. Oh, he plays it over. But the real chance there was Horsfall across goal. I think Alafe might have been on the end of it, and I think that came off the post, Phil Brown.
That definitely came off the post. That was the chance to win the cup tie. If anybody was going to win a cup tie, again, it was a looping cross, and they've got a big goalkeeper, but he stayed on his line, and I thought it was his ball, if truth be known. They won the first ball. The second ball was a free opportunity in the 6-yard box. They've hit the post with it, Stockport County. Who hit the post, I do not know. But when it came back to Sarcevic, he had probably 7 or 8 bodies in front of him. But he's ballooned it over the crossbar again. Great opportunity to win the tie there in the latter stages of this game.
2-2, we've had the added 6. And Aldershot clear their lines from the goal kick. Then Stockport once again put it forward. That felt like the chance to win it. Rowe then nods it forward. Here's Stokes. Has he got one more glimpse of magic in this tie? Oh, that's a late challenge for Southam Hales. He's going to get a yellow because Glover was running down the left. It was a 50-50. Clint Hill goes mad at the fourth official. Free kick then for Aldershot on their left-hand side in front of the dugouts by the halfway line. We've had 7 minutes, we're meant to have 6, and this might be their chance to win it.
It might be their last chance. Not saying last chance alone, but Tommy Whittington's waved to his 3 centre-halves. He's putting everything in the penalty box. He's got a left foot on the ball. It's a deep cross. It shouldn't be a dangerous cross. They've just got to put their heads on the ball and clear the line, Stockport. If they get the first touch, it's game over. Whistle will go. If they don't get the first touch, the referee will see it out until the attack's finished.
Harfield has taken so many set pieces in this game for Aldershot. This could be his most important one of the game so far. All the back 3 up from the back. Widrington, the boss of Aldershot, waving at his centre-backs of Rowe and Harries to try and get on the end of this. So it is long. Hinchliffe comes to claim, and he's going to get that. It was too high in the end, and you just never know. Bailey running away down the left. Can they nick it here? Stockport on the break. 2-2 we're based at the moment. And that will be where we finish. After 98 minutes, a cup tie from a neutral point of view, which many will have enjoyed. I'm not sure about the nerves of either of these two supporters, though. I'll take you back to 10 minutes when National League side Aldershot went in front in the FA Cup, and it was Josh Stokes who went on to be man of the match who did it. A deflected shot past Ben Hinchliffe. Then Neil Byrne with his first ever Stockport goal just 2.5 minutes later, driving forward and crashing a 25-yarder into the top corner. It was then 33 seconds into the second half when Paddy Madden scored after a lovely bit of work down Stockport's right where Powell assisted him. But Stokes it was who hadn't had his final say. He got another opportunity for Aldershot after an excellent pass from the former Salford man Lawrence Alage to put him in on 67 minutes. Both teams tried to win it. In the end, they'll be meeting again in 10 days' time in Edgeley Park, because full time here in Aldershot. Aldershot Town 2, Stockport County 2.
Thank you very much, Robin. Goodness me, they shared the spoils at half-time. We discussed how well Aldershot had played, but that clearly County did have another game. We were hoping they would find a way to do it. It finished the same result at the end of the second half with a 2-2. I mean, what does this mean for County? You said before that he wouldn't be happy really with a replay, Dave Challoner. He'll be feeling that they should have got the job done without, with no disrespect to Aldershot, of course, I'm saying that.
Stacey, they almost did in the final moments. They just needed to get somebody with a predatorial kind of attitude, and I thought Alafi was that man. And then the ball fell to Sarcevic, who was having a great season. He's shown what a great player he is, but he's had 2 chances, Sarcevic. Balls rolled back to him. He's ballooned them both over the crossbar. They could have nicked it in the end, and if truth be known, when Paddy Madden scored the goal to make it 2-1 in 46 minutes, I thought they would go on to win the game comfortably. But you've got to give Aldershot and Tommy Widrington a lot of credit. They stuck by it. They had a match winner in Josh Stokes that was playing in a pocket of space, and every time the ball came to him, you expected something to happen. I don't think either side quite did enough to win the game. If anything, Stockport at the end, when they had the strike force on that I said, that potency of the front 3, I think is capable of winning any game of football. But they just didn't do enough, and it's going to go back to Edgeley Park 10 days' time. Didn't deserve it, didn't do enough.
In terms of the replay, it is of course something that Challoner won't have wanted. Not only will they want to get the job done today, it means an extra game on the schedule, which everybody can do without, in terms of players and the opportunity to rest people and perhaps work on things. That's not going to be the case now. They are going to have to replay. What specifically do they need to do differently in the replay to get this over the line?
They've got to bring the A game to the party, and I think they waited. If truth be known, the first 10 minutes of the game, they were just having a look at the opposition, not letting them play. They were just when they had the ball, they weren't really putting a press on. They weren't really getting in the face of the opposition. It was almost a case of, which I said in commentary, you play, we play. When they let Aldershot play, they can play. They were passing the ball, and when a team puts 7 past the league side, and a team that could get promoted from the second division this year, Swindon Town, when a team can do that, you've got to give them respect. I thought Stockport had a look at them and showed them a little bit too much respect, if anything. And when they scored a goal, they actually stepped up and brought the A game to the party for a few minutes and got themselves back to the game. The first 15 minutes of the second half were the key. When I saw Stockport County bring that A game, which we've seen numerous occasions this season, when they did that for the first 10-15 minutes of the second half, I thought it's only going to be one-way traffic, it's only going to be one result. But they let Aldershot back into the game, and when Aldershot got back into the game with a little bit of quality from Stokes again, 2-2 became a fair result. When they made the substitutions, it sounded to me like Dave Challoner was looking to win this game because he didn't want that extra game. If that extra game becomes a replay against West Bromwich Albion, he'll not be complaining then, because it'll be a good dipping his toe in the water to see how well his team can actually do this year. If he got a replay against West Bromwich Albion, it means his side's probably going to win promotion. Today, didn't look it. For moments it did, but majority of the game it didn't show that quality that could get them promoted from the second division this year.
Well, thank you so much, Phil. The bad news is you can't quite yet go off and get a pie. The good news is you're staying with us for the City build-up, and you've got time to sort out your journey home, which hopefully will be more successful than the one on the way to Aldershot. Thank you, Phil Brown and Robin Gray. Phil will be staying alongside us here on BBC Radio Manchester as we build up to our next commentary game of the day here on Total Sport in the Premier League. It's the Blues.
Total Sport.
BBC Radio Manchester.
Oh my goodness me! It's a sensational volley! Manchester City with an unbelievable start! Marcus Rashford! Goal number 30! Hidden in! Bolton have nicked it! Wanderers have turned it round! That's gone! Oh, what a finish! And from behind, Wigan Athletic are in front. This is Collar from the angle. It's Collar to double Stockport's lead. Chance for 3-2, and they have nicked it. The Salford bench go wild.
Total Sport.
BBC Radio Manchester.
Yes, well, FA Cup second round action done for now, but now we turn our attention to a big game in the Premier League as Manchester City host Spurs.